And 87.7 FM welcomes you to the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hurt. Now, here are your hosts, Peter and CJ.
Oh, man. Oh, man. We are live and in living color right here in the Flynn Broadcasting Compound on Mount Moriah. Welcome to the Peter Edmiston Experience with none other than Conrad Hurt Jr., a.k.a. CJ, a.k.a. Chocolate Milk, a.k.a. DC's Finest. You went to DC, so.
That's all it takes to be somebody's finest.
That's right. A.k.a. the King of Museums.
Yes.
That's right.
I'll take that title.
That's right.
Yes.
And, of course, producing the program today is none other than Austin Eldridge, a.k.a. Almond Milk. Or Cashew Milk. Is he Cashew Milk or Almond Milk? He's
Almond.
He's Almond Milk, right?
Almond.
Yeah, Tyler's
Cashew Milk. I get almond and cashew very close in the nut family.
Yes.
So I get my apologies. Austin Almond Eldridge on the other side of the glass.
Shockingly, I've never been called Almond before, but I'm surprised.
Almond Eldridge. It really kind of flows.
It does
kind of flow.
It flows.
Yeah, it flows. Like
That's
you should.
That's unfortunate.
Your family, I know that you raised some cattle and you had some land. You should have raised some almonds. I mean, the land is not necessarily the best for almonds. They need a lot of water, but you should have done that because Almond Eldridge would have been Almond Eldridge. Almond Aldridge would even be better, but Almond Eldridge. It's good. That works. I like that. I like that. That works.
If radio fails, I'll have to think about a new business, the almond.
The almond business. I hear it's a great time to get in the almond business.
It is. It is. With the way we're consuming almond milk and almonds in general, you'd have to move to California because for some reason we need to grow this water-dense crop in an area with no water. But, yeah, you can move out to California and grow some almonds.
They call that the terroir,
No.
That's you gotta stuff has the character of the ground in which it's grown.
Okay.
So that's part of the mystique of all, like certain wines. They taste like. I remember Marc Gasol giving me an impassioned speech one time about the terroir of the areas because he's a big wine guy. So he's like, "Here's why. This is why. This is this." This is like, oh, okay, all right, interesting. I'm not as deeply enmeshed in it, but that's part of the gig. You get a little bit of the taste of the flavor, like the Ripley tomatoes. Are you guys familiar with the Ripley tomato?
No.
Ripley, Tennessee, up here.
Okay.
Northwest Tennessee. Great folks up in Ripley. Go up Highway 51. Can't miss it. And Ripley is home of some of the finest tomatoes in the country. So if you like tomatoes, you like to slice them up, put a little salt on them, and eat them, which is, by the way, excellent. Good thing to do. Put them on a sandwich. I personally don't want any mayonnaise near that thing, but some people like that. I'm told that people love a tomato and mayonnaise sandwich. I personally, that would be horrifying to me, but
no.
Yesterday we found out about the peanut butter and mayonnaise situation going on. So
I didn't want to bring that up.
Yeah, we don't want to get into that.
I tried to forget that.
So, but some people are into that. So cool. And apparently the Ripley tomato, because of I don't know the particulars of the soil or the crop or whatever, but those are allegedly more juicy and wonderful than the average tomato. I don't know. Missouri watermelons, they say.
Oh, really?
Because apparently the ground is the soil is a bit more sandy, which apparently is good for watermelons. They like that, and so they create a more flavorful watermelon. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm doing the best I can here, but that's what they tell me. Some of this could be a sales pitch. Some of this could be, but I think it's true. I mean, you have. There's a reason why certain things taste different and better than other things.
The only complaint I have with the almonds, they are delicious. Can we not grow them in an area that has water so that people experiencing a drought don't have to shut their water off so the almond farms can get water?
I mean, I'm going to say, I feel like if they could, they would.
Okay.
I mean, it feels to me like
common sense.
You wouldn't intentionally do that.
Okay.
I don't know. Again,
I'm not a soil biologist. I did flunk out of pharmacy school, though, so I know what I'm talking about here. I took earth science my freshman year of college. I know about the soil.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, this is important.
Yes.
Or Earth freshman year Earth science is all you need, really.
And I mean, I went to the college where George Washington Carver taught, and basically all he was like really focused on the soil and how to grow.
He was a big
grow crops.
Yeah.
That suited the soil.
Guy.
Nut guy, sweet potato guy as well.
Oh.
Yeah. Because it replenishes.
He really gets lumped in with the nuts. More
yes,
so
he
than the
does
sweet
because
potatoes.
of the whole peanut thing. But
correct.
The whole thought process behind that is, it puts nitrogen back into the soil, and you have this crop. You can harvest it, you can eat it, you can sell it, make money off of it, and then the next year you can plant something in that area that needs a lot of nitrogen because the nuts have put nitrogen back into the soil.
You gotta rotate your crops.
Got to.
So they tell me.
Yes.
You can't just suck all the nutrients out of the soil. You gotta put some stuff back in, man. So that's some good information, hopefully, for all of you guys out there on tomatoes and almonds.
Got to move those nuts, man.
And nut butters of all types. Almond butter, they say is good. I don't know. Again, I'm sticking with my regular peanut butter. Don't put any mayonnaise on it, for God's sake. What is wrong with you people? We got some twisted folks out there. That's all I can say. Coming up on today's program, we will get into, of course, all the activity out at TBC Southwind as the FedEx St. Jude Invitational is just a couple days away from first swing of the old club. We'll be out there, of course, on Wednesday. By we, I mean the station, not us in particular. Our show, we've been excluded. We cannot go out there.
I wonder why.
I don't know.
That's okay.
It's all right.
I'll be out there for fun.
It's fine.
You can walk up to me and see me. Like, hey, there's CJ.
That's right.
I'll say hey.
That's right.
What's going
on? We'll be as a station. We'll be out there from 10 to 6. So that's terrific stuff. On top of all of that, of course, we got lots of NFL to get into, and as per usual, you have some controversial stuff in the NFL, and you have some ridiculous decisions, and you have the personal conduct policy once again showing signs of stupidity and weakness and idiocy. You got a fascinating move off the court in the NBA. You've got a couple of interesting baseball tidbits that we'll get to as well coming up on the program. As always, I would love to hear from each of you. You can do that in a number of different ways. You can text us on the First Bank text line, 67129. That's how you do that, 67129. I would love to hear from you on the text line. And I hear from you because I hear in your voice, when I can hear it in my mind.
Okay.
And that's important, You can also call so we can actually hear your voice. 360-8255, 360-8255, 901-360-TALK. If you'd like to spell it out, you can do that. You can also message us. We are at Sports56WHBQ on Facebook, Periscope, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. You can stream us on Facebook and Twitch and Twitter and Periscope and all those places. You can do whatever you want as a human being out there. Your life is yours to choose from. So you can do whatever it is that you want as you listen to us on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7. Now, I do think there is a. I got to start with this because it was kind of discussed a lot yesterday. It's funny because we didn't even. I'm kind of picking up on the second wave of this, which I think is probably honestly the better way to do it. We didn't even pick up on it in the first because I don't think it really occurred to either one of us. It certainly didn't occur to me, and it obviously must not have occurred to you. But it was a big deal in a lot of circles. From Kyle Porter, the golf writer from CBS Sports, who was thought to take a shot at the city of Memphis in a tweet like Sunday, and I think everyone or a lot of people kind of know by now what the deal was, but he's talking about how jarring it would be to go from Royal Portrush to Memphis. Now, that was really it. A lot of people lost their minds over this thing. A lot of people got really upset with this guy taking shots at Memphis. How dare you disrespect the city of Memphis? It's not jarring. It's not jarring at all. It's wonderful. Memphis is amazing. And people cape up, buddy. And here comes And here comes Memphis's defenders out in full force. And I saw so many people. I mean, like, oh my God, this is a wonderful city to grow up and be in. And there's so many beautiful things that a guy like Kyle Lowry or Kyle Porter will never understand about the city of Memphis. It's not jarring. What's jarring is you, jerk. You're the jerk jarring. The jerk store called. And you're and people are just really bent. I mean, I heard Greg just losing his mind over this thing. And it's I just wonder, man, like, when are we going to grow up as a city? This dude, number one, I mean, whether it was a shot or not. If it was a shot, it was a very mild shot.
Yeah.
It is jarring to go from Northern Ireland to Memphis. Like, that's two different, and you're doing it in a matter of, those guys flew literally overnight. Mm-hmm. That's a little, I mean, I would be jarred by that. Doesn't mean I don't love the city. I'm from here. Number two, even if it was a shot, it was a very mild one, and who cares about what I don't know who Kyle Porter is. Mm-hmm. I don't mean that as a disrespectful thing. He doesn't know who I am. We don't know each other. I would gather that the vast majority of people that were up in arms about this didn't know who Kyle Porter was either before this happened. So why in the world would you let some opinion of some random dude on Twitter have any impact at all on how you feel about your city or how your city is perceived or what? If anything, it makes you, to me, it makes it worse by overreacting to this kind of stuff, because it feels like you're compensating or you're nervous about it. Like, to me, man, we got to let this go as a group, as a city, as a group. We got to let this bitterness and inferiority complex and all that stuff, we got to let it go. I was really disappointed yesterday when I saw and heard so many people getting crazy about this.
It is, if you're going to continue to grow, and you're going to continue to live up to your expectations as a city and exceed those expectations, you can't have this sort of complex. You can't have this sort of not necessarily us against the world mentality, because that's fine. That's that chip on your shoulder. I get it. That helps drive you, motivate you to do better and be better as a city. But this, like you said, is the most minor of minorest shots, if that. And so what ends up happening is you come off looking inferior. Like, it's not that the tweet was the issue. It is your response to the tweet. Right. You come off looking like you're willing and ready at any given moment to overblow every little criticism and critique of your city. And that's not what you want to do. You come off looking weak when that happens. It would have been better just to ignore it. I understand that there's that complex with Nashville. I understand that that's a fun little rivalry, I think, that the state has. But for you to go out there and react the way that some have to a tweet that was really like nondescript, like it was, hey, this Memphis looks different than this other place. It's going to shock you when you compare the two. If you're going straight from one place to this place, it's going to be jarring.
And you're going very quickly. You're going overnight. It's a whole thing. And I know that Kyle went on with Gary Parrish yesterday because they're both CBS colleagues, so it doesn't surprise me that they would. I'm sure they had some connection before, and I think he kind of tried to like make light of it and have fun with it, and that's cool. I mean, Gary, that's the right thing for him to do. It makes sense for Gary. It's a whole thing. Like I get all that. So I don't, and that's what it's not even, to me. It's not even about the tweet. It's not even about him.
It's the reaction.
The reaction is what I'm more concerned about now. Like, I feel like we've kind of dug into something here that's like, all right. I think it holds us back as a city. I mean, I'm just going to put it out there. I think it holds us back as a city. I think we have, if you think about it from a sporting perspective, now, obviously from a quality of life perspective, there's tons of improvements that still need to be made in the city. We talked about yesterday the lack of public transportation, and it's still a major issue that holds the city back in so many ways. There's a housing crisis. There are crises of all sorts. Violent crime is still an issue, and
poverty.
And poverty continues to be a major point of emphasis for so many folks. So there's lots of things that we need to work on as a city. None of that is really what the discussion was about, though, as far as I could tell. Mm-hmm. You're talking about from a sporting perspective, as somebody who's grown up here and lived here for the majority of my life. There's never been a better time to be a sports fan in Memphis. It's never even been close. I mean, like you could dog out Memphis for a lot of things back in 1994 or whatever, when there wasn't anything happening. You had University of Memphis sports. You had some dabbles at some minor league things. You had the Chicks. That was pretty much it. Like there wasn't much else happening on the scene. You had the golf tournament. 1 week a year. You had the tennis tournament. That was like. And then there were big, giant deserts of, 2-3 months when nothing would be really of major consequence would be happening. That's not the case anymore, man. We got we have it's popping every week pretty much. We don't have an off season anymore. It is just we got stuff going on all the time, and it's a great place in that regard to be. There's a ton of awesome stuff, but if you don't believe that about yourself, then no one else is going to believe it about you.
And that is where the comments in response to the tweet come in. Mm-hmm. Because if it's almost a thou doth protest too much type of situation where every little thing that gets said, you have to come to what you think is Memphis's defense. And Memphis might not need that type of defense anymore. You're working with a mentality from 20, 30 years ago, Memphis, and what you need to be doing is looking around the city right now. Understand, like it's great, like you said, it's a great time to be as a sports fan in Memphis. It is. So when little things get said, you're hyper aware and hypersensitive. I get it because of the past 20, 30, 40 years or what have you. But this isn't that. This is a completely different time. And this is, I equate it to going from that underdog team to being that team that is now favored to win things. The mentality has to change. You have to go from being the hunter to the hunted, and you have to conduct yourself like you are worthy of being that caliber team. And Memphis has got to conduct itself now like it's worthy of being mentioned with some of the bigger cities in the nation, not just the state, but in the nation. Because I think Memphis nationally is every bit as impressive and every bit as wonderful as your Nashvilles or some of your Charlottes or your Indianapolises. Like that, Memphis is that. And so if you want to be considered, if you want those to be your peers, you have to act like it. Act like it. You can't be running around here, oh, you're disrespecting me. Memphis versus everybody. Everybody hates Memphis. No, everybody doesn't hate Memphis. You are projecting your inferiority complex onto other people, and that's going to, like you said at the start of this, hold you back in the long run.
Well, and I think that's where we are, where we got to stop that, and that's just just my take on it. Text at 67129. Do you think that is an issue now for Memphis in the wake of the reaction, the over the top reaction? I got tons of I tweeted some stuff out, and I got a lot of reactions, some of them positive, some of them negative about the whole thing. Some people saying that it's our job to defend it. Anytime there's any slight, we're going to defend Memphis to the hilt because we're Memphis and blah, blah, blah. And some people said, no, you're right. It's, we need to just, who cares? Let's move past it. Like a texter just texted in at 67129 on the First Bank text line. Don't you have to value someone's opinion to be offended? I mean, that's the way it probably should be. I mean, like it'd be a very difficult way to go through life if you're offended by people that you don't even care about. You'd have a pretty miserable existence. So yeah, I mean, if you don't value the opinion, then it shouldn't offend you one way or the other. There's lots of different things, different ways you can approach this. I do think there's also a little bit of how do I put this delicately? There's a performative aspect of this that some people. And I think some people are legit about it, and some people are doing it as a bit of a put on to play up the Memphis stuff, like to kind of be, I'm Memphis, this is Memphis is me, I'm about Memphis. And I don't know. I'm not saying that they don't like living in Memphis, or they don't like Memphis or whatever, but are they really about what Memphis is about? Because what Memphis is about is pretty. It's a grimy deal. There's a lot of stuff there. Are you part of the family? It's like, if you move to Memphis and you want to be part of Memphis, like it's like kind of joining like a family with you got some dirty laundry. You got some, there's a lot of tragedy, there's a lot of heartbreak, and there's a lot of pain, and there's a lot of, real conflict. And if we're really about that life, then we can get into that, and that'd be great. And if we really want to dig in and roll up our sleeves collectively and start to help solve these inequities and these problems that have plagued our city for a long, long time, for a lot of reasons very obvious, the MLK assassination, and a lot of less obvious reasons over the years, then great. That'd be great. If you're about that life, if you're about really making Memphis better and want to cape up for Memphis, then great. Let's cape up like that. Let's get down to it. Because then the city could really shine. Mm-hmm. But I'm not sure people really want to. They want to cape up for the appearance of being cool and having that shirt and all that, but they don't really want to actually, like, let's solve some problems within the city. I don't know that we really want to do that.
The culture of Memphis is alluring. Mm-hmm. The culture of Memphis is
it has a
cool.
unique kind of.
It is that, like, tough, gritty, grimy culture. Now, like you're saying, some people out there pitting on the Cape don't want anything to do with that. They want to be able to say things like Maine, but not go where Maine is said.
Yeah. Where did Maine come from? Are you sure you want
that is what they don't want to. They want to eat the soul food and the barbecue, but they really don't want to go where those spots originated at. They don't want to partake in that part of Memphis. And so when they throw on the Cape, it is hard to empathize and sympathize with those people when they throw on the Cape for Memphis, because it's not genuine. It's not natural. While they like the thought of Memphis, they don't like what Memphis actually is, and they don't want to do things to make what Memphis actually is better for everybody.
Yes, and that's an interesting point. We'll talk about that and more as we continue here on the program. Let us know what you think about the reaction to this, because it's not so much about the comment anymore as it is about just the reaction and the overreaction and where Memphis is going. I think you can use this as a pivot point to, like, make the city and make our response to stuff better if you want to, or you don't have to, I suppose. 67129 on the text line, 67129 on the First Bank text line, 360-8255 on the phone line. When we come back, Tony, you'll be first up. Also, we can take your phone calls too, 360-8255 on the Experience live and local sports 56 96.1 87.7.
Spend your lunch with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy on Sports 56 Middays, delivered by FedEx. Weekdays from 10 to 1 on Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
Thinking about building a home? Perhaps a renovation you want done right. Whatever your plans, contact Ken Garland Custom Home Builders. Ken understands it's a big decision. That's why he works closely with his clients, ensuring they get exactly what they want and expect. Quality construction, on time, and on budget. For 2 generations, Ken Garland Home Builders has been building and renovating fine custom homes all across the Mid-South. Nothing is finished until everything is right. Call 901-751-1632. Online at kengarland.com.
I wish we could stay here forever. We deliver olives, Greek sandals, and everything you need to relive that perfect trip to the Mediterranean. But what you really get when FedEx knocks on your door is so much more.
FedEx Delivery.
Memories. What we deliver by delivering.
Driving is freedom. The freedom to keep moving, to control your destiny, and to choose your path. And now, that freedom fits in the palm of your hand. It's called Ford Pass, the only app that gives you roadside assistance, Ford Pass rewards, and now when you buy or lease a new Ford, earn points you can use toward flexible complimentary maintenance that gives you, well, more freedom. Ford Pass, built to keep you moving, built Ford proud. Visit your participating Ford dealership to find out about getting flexible complimentary maintenance when you buy or lease a new Ford and sign up for rewards.
Roadside assistance is included for certain Ford owners and available to everyone for a per-service fee. Ford reserves the right to change program details without obligations. Visit your participating dealer or FordPassRewards.com for program rules and restrictions. Ford Pass, compatible with select smartphone platforms, is available via a download.
Memphis's hometown event is taking on a new identity. The
World Golf Championships FedEx St. Jude Invitational makes its debut at TPC Southwind, July 24th through 28th. Don't miss PGA Tour superstars Justin Thomas, Brooks Koepka, and more.
Join me, Dustin Johnson, when I return to TPC Southwind. Tickets are on sale at WGCFedEx.com.
Driving is freedom. The freedom to keep moving, to control your destiny, and to choose your path. And now, that freedom fits in the palm of your hand. It's called Ford Pass, the only app that gives you roadside assistance, Ford Pass rewards, and now when you buy or lease a new Ford, earn points you can use toward flexible complimentary maintenance that gives you, well, more freedom. Ford Pass, built to keep you moving, built Ford proud. Visit your participating Ford dealership to find out about getting flexible complimentary maintenance when you buy or lease a new Ford and sign up for rewards.
Roadside assistance is included for certain Ford owners and available to everyone for a per-service fee. Ford reserves the right to change program details without obligations. Visit your participating dealer or FordPassRewards.com for program rules and restrictions. Ford Pass, compatible with select smartphone platforms, is available via a download.
You'll see the dedication in every single step. You'll see it in the smiles, when smiles are hard to get. You'll see it in the little things that add up to success. The caring and passion are the things that we love best.
Wolf Chase Lemon Brace is your Mid-South provider for orthotics and prosthetics. They are an ABC-accredited facility, and their practitioners are ABC certified. At Wolf Chase Lemon Brace, their services include artificial limbs, legs and arms, braces of all kinds, and custom molded inserts. You can call them today at 901-507-7821 for their location on Highway 64 in between Germantown Parkway and Appling Road, or visit them at their new location in Jackson, Tennessee. That number is 731-660-5900, or visit them on the web at wolfchaselemonbrace.com.
Dedicated our life to yours. Wolf Chase Lim and Brace.
Hey, this is Peter Edmiston from the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hurt. Come join me at Edwin Watts Golf on Thursday from 12 to 1 as we celebrate the World Golf Championships FedEx St. Jude Invitational. And I want to give you tickets. Come by and putt on that beautiful green inside the beautiful building over at Edwin Watts Golf. We've got putters, we got balls, all of it for you, and you just got to sink a putt. And that'll get you an extra entry, but you get one for even coming on out and seeing me. Poplar and Perkins, Edwin Watts Golf, giving tickets away on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7.
Welcome back to the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hurt. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
I'm lying alone with my head on the phone, thinking of you till it hurts.
You know what I cape up for is Soft Rock Tuesday.
You got to.
Air Supply is like probably to me the patron saint of Soft Rock Tuesday. I'm all out of love, by the way. Air Supply, Australian.
They're Australian?
They are.
What?
Yes. You can't tell by the way they sing. They don't sing in Australian.
No, they don't sing in Australian.
A lot of English people and Australian people, they don't sing in English and Australian accents. They sing in.
And Rihanna's from one of them islands in Trinidad. Where's Rihanna from? She doesn't sing in that. She sings in American.
I mean, Wyclef Jean is Haitian, or they think he's Haitian, right?
Yes.
I think he's
Haitian.
There's some controversy about that, but I think he's Haitian. He doesn't sound Haitian all the time. He doesn't sing Haitian. He doesn't.
Barbadian. Rihanna is Barbadian.
Barbados. Okay.
Barbados?
Barbados.
Didn't say I could pronounce words right.
Better shave. Barbados.
Barbasol. She's from Barbasol. The shaving island. Barbarian. Barbarino. Vinny Barbarino. Barbie. She's from
She's from the island of Barbie?
Yeah. Did you ever get that island? That Barbie? Yeah, that's great. That's very, very hip and trendy. We're talking about the reaction that Memphis had yesterday to the this comment from Kyle Porter, and how, to me, it exposes some frailties within the psyche of the city, or frailties within the it's either frailties within the psyche of the city, or people that are over enthusiastic about caping up for the city while simultaneously not actually wanting to help the real issues that the city has. And I don't know. Like it's a complicated thing. It shouldn't be distilled down to like, how we react to some random guy. Every city's got their issues. So Memphis is not alone in that regard. But you can't forget about what Memphis really is. You can't forget about what the city in its entirety is. Everybody. Not just the few parts that you visit from time to time, and not just there's a bigger, much wider swath. There's a lot. What I've learned as I've gotten older is that there's a great deal of Memphis that there's a lot of people who've never really been to probably half the city. Mm-hmm. They never even so much as set foot, like, let's say, north of Summer Avenue, between Summer Avenue and the north, that north part of that area has not been trod upon by many folks, or some folks, let's just say. There's certain areas over by the fairgrounds. You go. There's a certain little corridor you may travel, but then you probably don't travel very far off that corridor.
Yeah, you go, if you're coming from downtown, Southern, you'll go left to go to the Coliseum, go left to go to the Liberty Bowl. You're not going to go right, go under that train track to see what's over there in Orange Mound. You want to kick it in Cooper Young, fun place to be. But you don't want to go just across the street on the opposite end.
Just a little further, not far at all.
Just across the street on the other end of Lamar and see how that side is living.
When you go down, Sam Cooper, and you go to Parkway, and then you turn left on Parkway to go downtown, you don't always turn right, and you probably don't go straight. And there's a whole that thing, to me, that's probably the most, like, you could take a picture of that one, and it's like that is literally separated by one street. Is like just down the block is a whole different deal.
One of the things that was really interesting to me when I first got here, somebody not a native Memphian, lived in different places, and everybody has their side of the city. In Nashville at the time, it was North Nashville, East Nashville, South Nashville. That is where the soul of Nashville was. Good, bad, all of that was in those areas at the time. So I knew, hey, coming down Charlotte Pike, like, that is it. On the right side is where one group of people, black people, live. On the left side, you get to Vanderbilt and the white side of town. I knew that. When I got to Memphis, it's all connected. It all basically touches. There are little spots and pop-up points where, hey, going down Poplar, it might be a pretty wealthy side. There's a pretty wealthy group that lives on Poplar Avenue, and then you go further up, and there's a shift in the demographic. And I thought that was really interesting. In Nashville at the time,
would you describe that as jarring?
Yes. Yeah, that is jarring. In Nashville at the time, there was nothing like that. So when I got here and Cooper Young is taking off and really popping, it's like, oh, cool. This is where the hipsters are. This is great. But wait a second. Across the way, just maybe mile and a half, 2 miles that away, that is where a different group of people are living. And when you want to put on the cape for Memphis, this is the thing that always gets me. And we talked about this during the break. Like, the cape is waving for Memphis. Yeah, I'm proud of Memphis. Memphis is great. Sure, we have issues with this, that, and the third. And then the cape comes up to cover those issues up, as you say. But we're still a pretty cool place to live. And you name all of these places that are Memphis. You name Overton Square. You name downtown. You name Cooper Young. You name some surrounding areas. South Main. Those are also Memphis. But the cape covers up the issues that are plaguing the city. And that is the issue when you cape. If you really love Memphis, let me not say that. Part of loving something is working to make it better. And better for everybody, not just better for one demographic or one type of people in your area. So with that love of Memphis should come some personal accountability and responsibility to every citizen in the area and in the city, so that everybody gets to enjoy all of what this city is and what this city can be.
I think it's well said. Let's talk to Tony, who is dialed up at 360-8255. You could do that, too, on the First Bank phone lines. Tony, what's up?
And good morning, first of all. And part of loving something also is defending it. Jarring it has several different meanings. And it can be a harsh word. And in the context that he used it in, you could have took it that way. And first of all, he did it on Twitter, which is a social area. People have every right to voice their opinions or tweet their opinions. First of all, he wanted some attention. He got it. But the whole thing is that I've been in all parts of Memphis. I was a mailman out in Southwind. Those people love their little section of Memphis. Those people that work on their golf course, they love making sure that their golf course look doggone good. The people at FedEx, which the FedEx Cup is named after us, they do a doggone good job every year. And I work for a competitor of FedEx. But you know what? I appreciate FedEx because it's just Memphis. And all Memphians, it's a tough culture. We are a gritty, grindy type. We don't bluff. So if you come in here with some mess, you're going to get mess thrown back at you. So, I mean, everybody got their way of dealing with things. But loving your community is defending your community. It is. I agree with you guys. We have a ton of problems. But we talking about somebody talking about Memphis. He's going to come here this week, and he's going to learn about the food, about the different areas, about the pridefulness that Memphis has. He did apologize. So that was the first step in healing this situation. But I think some of his apologies was a little half-cocked. But the one thing that I can say about this city is when you mess with us, we all get together, and we're going to make you learn about Memphis, a very prideful city that has problems like any other city in this country, where on radio stations they talk about their problems, and there are people out here in the community that tries to fix it. There are people out here in this community that tries to make Memphis better. Yeah, we got our issues, but this is a city that we love from each corner. We are Mid-Southerners, and now, Mr. Porter, welcome to Memphis. But when you leave here right. Y'all have a good day, gentlemen.
Thanks,
Thank you, Tony.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even think. I mean, we didn't. I'm glad Tony feels the need. I don't even think that was the issue anymore. I mean, I think even he's admitted that it was. He didn't. I mean, he sounded genuine talking to Gary yesterday. I think the guy's had some fun with it. I think he's. I don't really think he meant it that way. I don't think we gotta get on the high horse and be like, oh my God, Memphis is amazing. Okay, hey, Memphis is great, but it's you got to have self-confidence.
And that's what it is. This responding to him
city,
looks like you don't have confidence in yourself.
It's crazy. Like I mean, if some random person just calls you an idiot, like if you go over there and start showing them high school diplomas and college degrees and proving doing trivia and IQ tests and here's my printout of it, then that tells me you're super insecure about your own, unless you just say, okay.
Everything.
Like, I know how smart I am, or I know how smart I'm not, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know how good this is. I know how good it's not. I mean, you don't have to this is what holds Memphis back to me, man, is like this. There's this innate sense that we have to prove to somebody else how good we are. No. If we want to be that good, we got to make ourselves better, first of all. But second of all, we have to just internalize the cool stuff that we got and be aware of it. And as a group, I'm hopeful that the next generation, having grown up in a city that has a professional sports team and having grown up in a city that has more of a professional feel to it than it did when I was growing up here, that they can internalize that stuff. And instead of worrying about what outside folks are saying about the city, instead focus on the things that need to be worked on to truly make the city better and to acknowledge, the city's, I know it's a great city. I know it's a great thing. I know it's like a relationship or anything else. It's like you don't need to, if you love it, you got to work on it. If you got to do the work, you got to make it better. But you also have to have the awareness within yourself that you're good enough, that you don't need some outside justification. You don't need that kind of lifting up from somebody else. That doesn't change the fundamental nature of who you are and what the city is, whether it comes good or bad. Like in the opposite is true, honestly, CJ. Like when Memphis is on any stupid list of good stuff, we just lose our freaking mind. Like, oh, it was on the top 5 places to party by Fast Track magazine. Like, what is that? What is he? I don't even know what that is. Great. Memphis' downtown was one of the top 8 downtowns by Downtown Traveler magazine. What is that? What is that a thing? I mean, we anytime we're on any kind of like I told you we were great.
Stop looking for validation. Stop. You don't.
We're cool.
You got to be the coolest kid. Is the kid that is not looking to
be cool.
Others to tell him how cool he is.
Just let it go.
He's just cool, man. And one of my favorite. This is my favorite summer pastime. Truthfully, honestly. Whenever somebody does the top barbecue spots in the nation, it's like, yes, let's get this going. All I want is a comment section. That is it, because Memphis loses its collective mind. And it's I understand you're proud of your city. I understand that you love it and you want to defend it at all costs. But this makes you look insecure. Mm-hmm. And again, if you want to kick it with the big boys at the table, you can't be this insecure about every little minor thing that probably isn't a slight on you. You got to let some of this go. People are now doing things and have been doing things for quite some time just to poke Memphis. Like, hey, we're bored. What are we going to do? Oh, we're in Nashville. We're going to put out an article and says Nashville's barbecue better than Memphis's. That'll get some clicks and that'll get some reaction. And you always fall for the bait. You got to be confident. Stop looking for others for validation. You know how good your city is. You know what your city has to offer. Embrace that, work to make it better, and just love the city.
I'm sexy and I know it.
There you go. Our city is sexy.
Wait.
We're in the
You got to have that confidence, though.
In the sexiest
that
cities.
confidence.
About Sex City Magazine.
Sex City Magazine, sexiest cities. Memphis was on the list. That's great. They must have came in here and looked at us. We are a sexy trio.
Every time I see some random list, it's like, oh, yeah, it's great. Stuff I've never even heard of. It's, oh, man, wonderful. I'm with you, man. I'm with you. Let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll wrap up and we'll talk about this. Hour number 1 continues here on the program in the Family Leisure Studios right there, 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40. We'll take a break. We'll come back. Lots more to get to here on the Experience Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 87.7 FM.
Where Memphis comes for real sports talk. Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
Tee it up at Edwin Watts Golf with their sizzling summer savings specials. Look for hot deals on items like TaylorMade TP5 Picks golf balls, now 2 dozen for only $80. Cleveland CBX wedges for only $99.99. That's a $30 savings. And save up to $200 on Rogue irons. Just a few of the hot specials you'll find now at Edwin Watts Sizzling Summer Savings. Edwin Watts, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee, serving golfers since 1968.
Kay, I understand you suffered from symptoms of Parkinson's. Can you tell me how the Schrader Orthopedic Group with the stem cells helped you?
Stem cell had been something I had been researching for quite some time for Parkinson's, and I knew stem cell was something that was to be investigated, but when I heard about the Schrader Clinic and that they use your own stem cell, I knew that's what I wanted to do. I came up for my consultation and I said, I'm ready to go. I saw my first sign with my right hand because that's where I was first aware of my Parkinson's. And my hand had been drawing up. I did what I normally do, like stretching my hand out, and I stretched and stretched and stretched, and all of a sudden, both hands looked exactly alike.
I know you went in for Parkinson's, but what else happened?
Have TMJ dysfunction. And as I stretched my mouth and I kept stretching, I thought, it's not cracking, it's not hurting. So that was another benefit.
Call 901-465-4300 and see how Schrader Orthopedic and Stem Cell can help you today. DeSoto Auto Sales specializes in late model cars with low mileage. They have the highest standards in the car industry. All of their cars are test-driven, checked out from head to toe, unlimited inventory, every make and model. And if it's not on the lot, they'll find it for you. Walk in the door of DeSoto Auto Sales, 5704 Goodman Road. Within 45 minutes, you can test your car, get credit approval, and finish paperwork within an hour. No shortcuts at DeSoto Auto Sales. Kind, courteous employees, a down-home environment. DeSoto Auto Sales cares about your time. Lowest prices in a 350-mile radius. We're living in a world today where time does matter. Visit them online. Check out their referrals. DeSotoAutoSales.com. Very proud to serve DeSoto County and other surrounding areas. DeSoto Auto Sales, 5704 Goodman Road. Call 662-890-7184. 662-890-7184. Come on down to DeSoto Auto Sales.
Sleepy Z's Mattresses by Michael Zellner is the winner of the Memphis Most Best Mattress Store for 4 straight years. They have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, and Sleepy Z's is the mattress store where you can save 50 to 80% off retail store prices every day of the week. They carry Serta and several other brands and have hundreds of mattresses to choose from. Go there today and mention Sports 56. You'll get an extra 10% off any mattress or furniture. Call Michael directly at 901-359-1040. It's Sleepy Z's, located at 2790 Kirby Winton Road.
If you've always thought, hey, I'd look pretty good in a Lexus, well, guess what? Lexus thinks so, too. Lexus is offering you the Golden Opportunity Sales Event. Great offers on all 2019 models and special lease options. Drive in luxury and confidence, knowing that every new Lexus comes with complimentary first and second maintenance services. Stop by Lexus of Memphis, 2600 Ridgeway, and put yourself in the driver's seat of an all-new 2019 flagship LS500. Hey, you look pretty good there. Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event at Lexus of Memphis. Experience amazing.
Welcome back to the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hurt. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
Is dragging her feet.
Texter wanted to know, what do I got to do to get some Olivia Newton-John around here? Well, here you go. You just have to ask.
There it is.
On Soft Rock Tuesday, buddy, you just have to ask. On Wednesday, I don't know what you're going to do.
Peter, I found the list of sexiest cities.
You found a list of sexiest cities. Then guess what? There's a ton of lists of sexiest cities.
I found the list because Memphis is on said list. 50 sexiest cities in America according to Pink Cherry.
What is that?
I have no idea. But Memphis is on this list at 36.
Woo!
36. All these cities in the nation.
Sexiest cities.
And you know why it's 36? 3-6.
That's right. That's right.
Memphis.
More like 3-6, am I right?
Hey, I see what you did there. I see it. Memphis just ahead of L.A.
Huh?
Here for all the puns. I like it.
That's right. We need to put that out there.
Yes.
I mean, and then as you point out rightly, the inverse of that, the whole somebody puts a barbecue list out and Memphis is not at the top of it. That
is my favorite reaction.
That just infuriates everybody.
That is my favorite.
I mean, that's the one way just everybody just gets mad.
Or not even not on it, not number one or not top 3 or something like that.
Yeah.
If Birmingham or Nashville is ahead of Memphis, which they unfortunately are on this sexiest list, Birmingham comes in at number 7, Nashville comes in at number 13.
Birmingham is number 7
Birmingham,
in the sexiest city?
Number 7 sexiest city.
That's worse than DC being at 4.
No, it's not. DC has earned that spot. I was in DC.
Birmingham's not even
DC
top 75.
DC should be top 5.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what Austin's dispute is with DC, but I'm saying Birmingham.
Birmingham is 7.
I've been to Birmingham a few times. Birmingham
is 7.
I've yet to see a sexy part of Birmingham.
I never really got the impression that this was a real.
That's why all those teams.
What is it, Legion Field over there? So that sexy spot.
Yes, Legion Field specifically was mentioned.
We are here. Here's what really this whole thing comes down to. We always like the performance aspect of all this stuff, the performative stuff. You know, we live in a. Did you double check where that came from? By the way, you might want to just do a little quick snooping around before we start getting too excited about that. Anyway,
yeah, I said where it came from.
Okay, all right, good.
It's up in Canada also.
Yeah,
that is exciting. Canada recognizing the sexy down here in the States.
But what when everything is for content, when everything is a performance, when everything is this is the aspect of social media that is I don't know, like, you know, this is a sociological discussion, probably not for this program, but you know, we have a few minutes left, so let's go ahead and knock it out this hour.
Let's go ahead and last like a minute and a half, 2 minutes. Let's go. Let's get it. We're going to solve this.
We have everything, so much of what we do now, because many folks are so locked into their online persona or their just social media persona, Facebook, whatever it may be, is performative in nature. We have to perform for our friends. We perform. We don't allow ourselves, time to just kind of react naturally to whatever the issue is. You have to think about, oh, this is a slight. Oh, what if I play this up and put this out, then I will look like I did this, and I'll look like I'm now defending Memphis, and this will look cool if I do this, or this will be a good way for me to show how much I'd love. And it's all about showing, and you're not, what do we actually think? Like, and I get that from a lot of people that have moved here. I'm not like digging at you or anyone else that's moved here specifically, but I do think that is a big part of their thing. Mm-hmm. People that have moved here for work, people that have moved here and embrace, quote unquote, embrace the city, which is great, which they should. That's awesome. And I'm glad the city's embraced them. I believe in all of that. I just know from as a native too, it's like, okay, well, now let's embrace more, but let's not just do that performance thing, because I feel like it stops there. Like hey, I love the city. It's great. And then we don't extend that any further than that. We're just put on a little show for everybody because we're all big social media. It's all cool. Hey, look at me. It's great. It's really about them. It's not even about the city. It's really about them.
Yeah.
And I find that stuff, I get you have to have some level of self-promotion and, whatever in some jobs or in your life. And okay. But I find that stuff, I don't like that stuff. Either you're in or you're out. Mm-hmm. Are you in? Are you going to help? Are we going to do some stuff to make the city better? Or are we not? Mm-hmm. So, we got work to do. Where are we going to invest our money? Where are we going to invest our time?
Yeah, and it's on social media. We have created this culture. That's why I say nothing on social media is real or authentic or genuine. Yeah. Because we have created this culture where we get clickbait articles so that people can have non-genuine reactions to those articles. So the article is just thrown out there because people are going to want to react to it to promote themselves on social media. Yeah. And then we get these over-the-top reactions to some of this stuff. And that is a bit of what is going on here. Here's hoping that we get that figured out. And as somebody who appreciates what Memphis is and the Memphis culture, here's hoping that we work together to uplift everybody in the city.
I think that's spot on. Let's take a break. Come back. Hour number 2 on the way. We'll talk a little baseball. We'll talk a little football. We'll talk a little basketball. We'll talk a little. What else? I don't know. What else can we possibly talk about? Who knows? It's crazy, man. What if some writer during the break says something bad about Memphis? We probably have to talk about that too.
Probably.
We'll take a break.
We're 36, baby.
we gotta find a list. I'm gonna find one. I'm gonna cherry pick a list. That's
cherry pick the pink cherry list.
No, I'm gonna find one where we're higher than that. Real Sports Dog, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
At Jason's Deli, you can stuff yourself full of great deli food that's healthy, fresh, and best of all, it's not expensive. Jason's Deli is all about choice. Whether you're looking for a gluten-free menu, vegetarian sandwiches, healthy kids' meals, or if you'd like to invent your sandwich via the build-your-own selections, Jason's Deli has you covered. And they only use fresh, wholesome ingredients. Choose from the club and specialty sandwiches, paninis, wraps, soups, salads, pastas, and much more. I love the cleanliness in the restaurant, the hospitality, and of course the cost. They have a huge salad bar and great soups, including Southwest chicken chili, fire roasted tortilla, organic vegetable, tomato basil, and many, many more. And if you're planning an event, their catering department is fantastic and can handle any size party. Go check out Jason's Deli's 4 locations. On Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, that's my favorite, on Germantown Parkway in Cordova, at Poplar and Highland, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch.
Campbell Clinic now offers daytime walk-in care, and you don't need an appointment. If you've got any kind of urgent break, sprain, strain, you can walk into any of their 5 convenient locations Monday through Friday from 8 until 4. There's no long wait you have to put up with the ER, and those doctors are really good, but they're not orthopedists. They're not world-renowned orthopedists who have come up with different procedures and written the manuals for them that are used everywhere in the world. And I'm not kidding you. And you can now see those doctors who treat the Tigers, the Grizzlies, the Redbirds. You can see them today without an appointment. And I'm talking Collierville, Germantown, South Haven, downtown at the Med Center, or even the Campbell Clinic Spine Center in Cordova. Now, if you've got something pressing, you got to go to work and you can bear the pain until the evening, there's Campbell Clinic After Hours. That's Monday through Thursday from 5 to 8 in Germantown, South Haven, even Saturday morning in Germantown. If you're injured, don't wait. Visit Campbell Clinic Walk-In Care or Campbell Clinic After Hours.
Tee it up at Edwin Watts Golf with their sizzling summer savings specials. Look for hot deals on items like TaylorMade TP5 Picks golf balls, now 2 dozen for only $80. Cleveland CBX wedges for only $99.99. That's a $30 savings. And save up to $200 on Rogue irons. Just a few of the hot specials you'll find now at Edwin Watts Sizzling Summer Savings. Edwin Watts, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee, serving golfers since 1968.
Come to Holly Chevrolet in Marion and get a sizzling summer deal. Right now, get 20% below MSRP. That's over $9,000 off MSRP on the strongest, most advanced Silverado ever. The all-new 2019 Chevy Silverado Double Cab LT. All 2018s must go. Get a 2018 Malibu for as low as $23,156. Stop by today and check out Holly's large selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs ready for you to enjoy. And at Holly Chevrolet, it's a no-pressure, no-hassle environment. As a matter of fact, there's no Badgers. And never pay a dock fee. Find new roads at Exit 14 off I-55 in Marion, just 15 minutes from downtown Memphis. And online at hollychevrolet.com.
2019 Chevy Silverado Double Cab LT, stock number N3580. 2018 Chevy Malibu, stock number N3377. All discounts, rebates, and incentives are included and applied. Most qualify finance with GM Financial and have a 99 on your GM product. Prices do not include tax, tags, title, or registration. Take delivery by 7/31/19. See dealer for details.
Introducing Top Tracer Range, the new ball tracking and gaming system at Golf and Games Family Park. Top Tracer gathers data such as distance, carry, ball speed, and more. Compete against friends in a points game, long drive, and virtual golf at courses such as Pebble Beach and St. Andrews. Golf and Games Family Park is a great setting for group and company outings, golf lessons, or individual practice. Plus, Golf and Games has added beer to their menu. Experience fun, friends, family, beer, and Top Tracer Range at Golf and Games Family Park, 5484 Summer Avenue.
Sir Edmund Hillary was the first person to conquer Mount Everest. The first time he tried, he failed. He was knighted by the Queen of England, and at the gala occasion, on the wall behind the head table, was a huge picture of Mount Everest. The people gave him a standing ovation for even daring to attempt the climb. When they ceased applauding, Hillary turned his back to the audience, faced that picture of the awesome mountain, and said, "Mount Everest, you have defeated me once, and you might defeat me again, but I'm coming back again, and I'm going to win because you can't get any bigger, Mount Everest, and I can." What an attitude. What a difference it would make if we would say when we face the mountains in our own lives, you may defeat me once, you may defeat me twice, but you're not going to defeat me forever. I'm coming back and I'm going to win because you can't get any bigger and I can. I'm Shane Stanford from Christchurch, Memphis. Remember, you matter.
Visit ChristchurchMemphis.org.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, WIVG-FM Tunica Memphis, and WPG-FLP Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Welcome back to the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hurt. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
By request from CJ's dad.
Is this really soft rock?
No,
it was a request, so I played it, but it sounds more like regular rock.
No, it's not. It's not soft.
No, I don't think it's soft rock.
No, this is not soft rock.
My dad, yet again, is wrong.
On this point, and it's a rare thing. On this point, though, I will agree with you over your dad. I don't like that. I don't like it one bit. But it's true that is not soft rock. I'd like to apologize to all our listeners for it was a non-soft rock song that snuck through the filter on Soft Rock Tuesday. That was we all take a hit for that one. That's most unfortunate.
We got you though. We got you the rest of the way.
We got you the rest of the way.
The rest of the way will be soft rock.
It'll be the softest of rock.
Yes.
It'll be Charmin soft. It'll be pillow soft. Hour number 2 of the program here on the Experience. I'm Peter. He's CJ Austin doing his thing as well. You're going to work. It's going to be a nice day. We had some rain yesterday and today. Throughout the entire week, really, temperatures are going to be cooler, not going to be as crazy. This is going to be a remarkably good week of weather for the FedEx St. Jude Invitational. All the people that have been griping and moaning about potential weather issues, whatever, this is going to be as good as it's possibly going to get. So, suck it up. Deal with it. Love it. It's going to be great. You're going to love it. I'll tell you what else. I'm going to be down at Landers Ford South. And, you know, like I already gave away a couple tickets yesterday to this great event that we've got going, the FedEx St. Jude Invitational.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the mood to give away a few more.
Oh, you're a generous soul.
Well, you know, I do like to think that. That's true. I am. And so I'm going to be down at Landers Ford South, you know, right there, just across the old state line. And you ever go to Landers Ford South? You're kind of a Mississippi guy.
That's where I was actually the first time I gave away a ticket.
Oh, really? So nice folks down there, right?
Nice folks down there. Some beautiful vehicles.
Okay. So we're near all those beautiful vehicles and all those nice folks down Landers Ford South, and come on by and see me from 11 to 12 today. Down there, I'm going to take as soon as the show's over. Basically, I'm going to hop in the van and start heading south, and we'll be giving away some ticks. We'll be giving away some tickets. All you got to do is go make a putt, and we had some folks yesterday over at Landers Ford in Collierville make some putts, and it was really it's a little bit trickier. And I don't know if it's different in South Haven. I don't know if the break is going to be slightly different in South Haven because of the way the angle. I don't know.
It was a little left to right on me when I was down there.
Ooh, because the other was right to left to the other.
Yeah, see, I discovered when I was down there, if you hit it a little softer, it tended to try to go left to right. Got to play that slope right.
That's exactly right. So I'll be down there, Landers Ford South. Again, that's on East Goodman Road, 95 East Goodman Road, South Haven. Come out and see me from 11 to 12. If you can make a putt, you'll get double the entry. And at the end of it, I'm going to draw somebody. We're going to give away a couple tickets to the FedEx St. Jude Invitational. Chance for you to go to the tournament. And again, the weather is going to be fantastic. So go on out and say hello. So you're going to go out there. When are you going to go out there? Like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday? What days are you going?
I'm going to go.
When can people see CJ? That's the important thing.
I'm going to go Thursday, Friday, possibly Saturday.
Oh, you're going to be living out there.
I'm going to consume as much Top Golf as I can. Much of the top golfers as I can.
I'd love to go to Top Golf. That's fun. I'd like to go to Top Golf, actually. Now that you say, I'd like to consume as much of that as I possibly can. We will see a lot of the guys all came over. Many of them, I think 33, came over on the charter from Royal Portrush on Sunday, middle of the night. Basically, they arrived in Memphis 12:15 a.m. and it was it's difficult, man. And Bryson DeChambeau was talking about it yesterday. It is. I would hope we could find a way next year in the schedule to build in a little bit of a buffer between the Open Championship over in the UK and this, because that is that trip can be jarring, I'm told.
It's a long trip.
It's a long trip. It's a long trip, and it's not conducive really to guys playing their best golf necessarily, because there's a lot of intensity for that Open Championship, and then you have to kind of dial it right back up. And ideally, you would have a little bit of a buffer between those events. You'd have a regular tour event that you come back to, and then you'd go to the World Golf Championship or something like that. It makes for a really tough. And then, of course, you got this one, then one more event, and then it's to the FedEx Cup playoffs. So you end up 5 of the last 6 weeks is potentially high stakes, big time golf. That's a lot. That's a lot of golf for these guys to play. Mentally, it's a lot to do. So we'll see how it all plays out. But
any chance that the tour ever decides to take one of those smaller tournaments just off the schedule entirely to make room for these bigger ones?
No. No, they need the sponsors. They need the events. They don't necessarily want to do that. It's just a matter of moving it around. But there's more events and interest than there are weeks to do it.
Mm-hmm. And this is the first year of the condensed schedule, if I'm not mistaken. So that this is the first year they're still trying to work some of the kinks out with the schedule. And I agree with you. You got to space some of this stuff out so that it's not 5 high stakes weeks all back to back to back to back to back. At the end of the season, you want everybody at these bigger events playing their best golf. And so a rest period, especially traveling it's one thing to travel from somewhere in the States to Memphis. It's another thing entirely to have to cross an ocean to come over here a week after playing in a pretty major event. So it's so major.
They call it
a major.
It's not a pretty major. It's just a major.
So they've got to figure out how to do a better job with this scheduling, because everybody's going to be watching. Well, more people are going to be watching this event than some of these other events, and you want to showcase your golfers at the height of their game.
So, are you disappointed that your guy Anser is not in it?
So disappointed, terribly disappointed. I don't.
Still going to pick him anyway.
Why was he not? Why? What does he have to do to get some respect around here?
Play better.
Okay.
Got to be one of the top 50 golfers, which he's not. You got to be on the Ryder Cup team, which he, I guess, can't be.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to have won, a major or something. He didn't do that. Or a tournament. He didn't do that either.
His play of late has been rather jarring.
Yeah, he's. It's not great. It's not great. It's not been great. It's okay. It's okay. Your guy. I mean, again, I'm not trying to knock your guy in. He's a good dude. It's a shame he's not here. I'd love to.
It is an awful travesty. Him.
CJ, would you try to get a selfie with him if he was here? Would you ask him for a picture?
Would I try to?
Media badge and all?
Yes, I would get one. Are you kidding me? Abraham, I pick you every week. You are the man. I call you the Clarence Carter of golf. Let's go, man. Let's go get some drinks or something. I got like $5 in my account. It's on you. You got to buy them, because I know you got some of that sweet tour money from finishing 45th in that one tournament.
Surefire way to get somebody to go out for drinks with you is to tell them they're on them. You're paying for them.
I'd flatter him before I hit him with that. Do a good job flattering him. Tell him how much I love his game, how I think he has a sweet swing, and he be stroking and everything. And then be like, hey, can you buy me some drinks? Let's go. Let's hang out. I want to hear more about the Abraham Anser story.
I think that's a great opening line for anybody.
Yes.
Just walk up to a guy at the bar and be like, hey, man, you got a sweet string. You stroking. I'd like to buy you a drink. See how that goes. I think that'd be fun.
I'd like to buy you a drink. You'd like to buy me a drink.
Oh, you're very, very sassy over here. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, excuse me.
Yeah.
Look at you.
I mean, that is more.
Why don't you buy me a drink?
Yeah, buy me a drink.
I like the way you stroke it. Why don't you buy me a drink? I think that's. I don't see how that could possibly go wrong.
It wouldn't.
I don't see how that could. I don't see how that could be misconstrued or anything. That seems. I mean, it's perfectly natural.
If you're talking to a golfer, they know what you mean.
Sure,
regular dudes might not, because they might not be stroking like that.
It's likely they're not.
Yes.
I mean, they might be stroking. Probably not like
not like that though.
Right.
That is what we're talking about. That type of stroking.
Yeah.
And so,
but generally, that's not the sort of thing that you want to. Well, I mean, listen, you do your thing, man. I'm not. I'm not going to.
Stop trying to hold me back.
I'm not trying to hold you back.
Let me live my best life.
If that's how your best life is. Man,
yes.
Hey, I can't wait to hear about it.
Okay.
I can't wait. Show me I want to hear the story when it happens.
I'll tell it to you. Abraham being here, when he's here next year, I'll let you know how it goes.
Oh man! So who are you going to interview?
Who am I going to interview?
Yeah, you're going to go over there. You're over there presumably as a media member. You got your media pass, so you're going to be. Who are you going over there to interview?
Who should I interview? I don't know these. Like, I was going to interview Abraham. Like,
I want to interview Touchdown Tommy. That's what I'd like to interview. I love Touchdown Tommy.
There you go. Get over there. He's going to be over there. Go get over there. I'm asking you, who are you going to? You are there as a credentialed media personality. You are there as the host of a highly acclaimed morning program in the greatest city on God's green earth.
Ranked number one by ObscureRadioshows.com.
That's right. That's right. We'll find a list. You're representing us and you're representing me.
You don't want that.
More importantly,
you should
who
start.
Who are you going to interview, and how are you going to avoid embarrassing our show?
You should start distancing yourself from me right now.
I can only go so far.
CJ, is your goal to get kicked off the course?
No, that is not my goal. But as a texter pointed out, CJ is going to get kicked off the course. 67129 on the first.
Why would you get kicked off the course?
I don't know why me asking about stroking would get me kicked off.
Please, CJ, I beg of you, please. If you can do this, I will give you something of value. If you ask a question to some golfer at the press conference, just say, "I like the way you were stroking it out there. How'd you stroke it so well?"
It's like that Jimmy Fallon thing where you got him to insert these things in there.
That's all you got to say. Okay, just say, "I like the way you were stroking it out there. How do you keep stroking it so hard?" or something to that effect.
Okay.
That's even worse, stroking it so hard.
If you can do that with a straight face and get that asked in an actual press conference, I'll give you something of great value.
Okay.
I don't know what that is yet, but I'll figure it out.
All right. Hey, Brooks.
I wonder if they'd ever let us back.
Yeah, it would be your one and only time. Then you'd be kicked out of the, and rightly so. And I would. By the way, I would disavow any knowledge of this. So this segment, delete this off the podcast. Delete this off the podcast. Everybody's listening right now. Just forget that you heard this. I'm going to disavow any knowledge. I can't believe CJ would do that. It's not like him at all. I can't believe this.
I'll be working on my public apology. Hey, Brooks Koepka. Brooks, CJ Hurd over here. Peter Edmiston experience with CJ Hurd. How you doing, sir?
No, don't say that. No,
okay.
Oh, yeah,
just emphasizing Peter Edmiston.
Right there, we got. Right there, we got to get that out of the.
Yeah. Brooks, CJ Hurd here with the experience with CJ Hurd.
There you go.
Sports 56 87.7.
Oh, I don't know if you want to do that either.
Just wanted you to know I appreciate your stroke. I've followed it all season. One of the best strokes I've seen out in golf, and you went out there and you stroked it real well today as well. I just want to know, how do you stroke so good, and do you have any tips on stroking for us gents out there?
Would you say that you shouldn't stroke it so fast?
Like what is the tempo? You talked about pace of play last week. What tempo allows for your best stroke?
Stroking it the most effectively is hard. It's hard.
Did you have conversations with JB about the stroke?
About how slow he was stroking slow, too slow. If you can get just some, I don't want you to. You don't have to we don't want to overdo it.
Mm-hmm.
But some variation of that at the press conference.
Okay.
Brooks is probably definitely not the guy to go at with that.
I might maybe.
I'm gonna ask him.
I might go in a different direction than Brooks, but
I'm gonna ask him. Like Brooks, you talk about your mentality going into majors and how that really affects your stroke. What is your mentality this week, and how's that going to affect the stroke game?
That's almost too good of a question. That's almost like a real question.
Yeah, that actually sounds legit.
Yeah, that sounds like a real question. Yeah, that was a real question.
He might be like, wait, stroke game?
Yeah.
What? But other than that, like.
Yeah, to be fair, that was, the stroke game is definitely like, that's not a phrase that anyone ever said. But.
Okay. What about.
That question would be a good question.
Okay.
Or at least a non-ridiculous question. Maybe good question is probably pushing it a little too far.
Do you like your WC chips with the dip, and the dip with the chip?
Do you want? You could do. There's any number of ways you could go with this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm putting it out there.
Got you.
That's on you. That's on you. But I do ask that if you're going to go out there, you need to ask a question
about stroking.
It's just as your own, just for your own personal growth as a golf reporter. Because you've been covering a lot more golf this year.
Yes.
Doing these picks and all that stuff. You've been presumably paying a lot more attention to golf.
Why would you presume anything like that? I don't know. I have watched way more golf.
There you go.
This year than I did the past 4 or 5 because Tiger Woods was winning a major.
So my assumption is correct then.
Yes.
If Bones is out there, we should definitely ask him about the stroke.
If you point out who Bones is, I'll get his stroke comments as well.
Former caddy of the great Tiger Woods.
Now that would necessitate that I be out there with you. I'm not gonna be out there with you on course. I'll be a different part of the course.
Why?
Because you're going. I know what's going to happen, and I can't be near you.
Peter,
for this.
what do you mean you can't be near me?
Be near you.
You're right. Distance yourself.
I have to distance myself.
Distance.
From you understand this?
I do understand. For your career, distance yourself.
That's right.
You got a family to think of.
That's exactly right. My esteemed reputation within the golf community is at stake here.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas you have a chance to really establish yourself as a new budding force.
Yes, in golf. I wouldn't be surprised after my stroke question if Golf Channel didn't have me on. Just
God, I would love that. That would be amazing.
Along with CNN and Fox National.
I'd love that. Yeah, I'd love that. That would you please. Golf analyst CJ Hurt joining us.
Just CJ's Golf Minute.
Well, you could do a live CJ's Golf Minute.
Mm-hmm. The greens are green. The fairway is fair. These guys be stroking.
That's deep. That's real deep, CJ.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like it needs to go to your headstone.
It was a poem that you didn't finish. The greens are green. The fairway's fair.
These
dudes are
be
stroking. And I love their hair.
And I miss Ansair.
Yeah.
and I miss Ansair. There we go.
There it is. You got to finish your poetry. That's very important. So, or you could ask a question, but there's lots of ways you could. I need you to get out there though. I need you to get yourself out there.
I got it.
Get out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, I'll be out there.
Peter, do you have a backup plan for the following Monday if he does indeed get himself removed?
Well, he's not going to get. He won't get kicked off the show. I mean, he's not. I mean, just because he kicked off the course doesn't.
But
mean
what if he says Peter Edmiston's name when he's getting taken to jail?
Yeah,
Like, it was Peter's idea. Peter Edmiston did it.
He's not going to be. But I mean, you're not going to go to jail.
Yeah, if I go into jail for asking about strokes,
I mean, you might.
You got in jail.
I might be.
Good Lord.
It might happen.
I hope not.
I hope not. Also,
don't do anything that would put you in jail. I mean, let's just if you get escorted off the building, off the premises. I mean, it's not ideal. Let's try not to do that either. But there's a fine line you can walk.
And I walk it well.
Where you can ask a ridiculous question, but it's not so ridiculous that's going to get you kicked out.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you need to find. You need to find that sweet spot.
Got you.
Right there.
I'll get it.
Yeah, don't go quite barstool on it like that. Don't go quite that far.
Yeah, never go full ball.
What are Saturdays for?
Never go. I'm not. Don't acknowledge. Don't. We don't even bring that show up. That group is not worthy of even a mention. Those guys are, the way they do their stuff is not good. Not good at all. Let's take a break. We'll come back and continue here on the program as we continue. We have a little, I think what was a fascinating story, potentially, in the NBA. Some more weirdness from the NFL. They seem to do that well. A couple of baseball notes that are intriguing, a basketball note or two also of some intrigue. We'll get to all of that, too, when we continue here on The Experience. I'm Peter. He is CJ. We're in the Family Leisure Studios, Real Sports Talk. Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
Get happy with Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. Weekday afternoons from 1 till 3 on Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
For the World Golf Championship FedEx St. Jude Invitational, the all-new Landers Ford South in South Haven supplied 200 new Fords for the pros to drive, and they're all being sold with demo prices. 120 new 2019 Ford Expedition XLT EcoBoost up to $15,000 off MSRP.
A portion of the proceeds going to benefit St. Jude Children's Research Hospital.
Visit LandersMemphis.com. VIN number 1MFMJU 1HT7KE A06845 MSRP 61,250. Offer includes $97.80 and Ford rebates and $52.20 dealer discount. Sale price $46,520. Vehicle subject to prior sale. Price plus tax, title, license, and $499.50 processing fee. Offer in 7/31/19.
There's something out there for you and me, and the American road is calling, and so what's it gonna be? Hey, it's an amazing day, traveling our own highway. No matter where it leads us, we can smile, 'cause there's meaning in the mile.
Marathon, fueling the American spirit.
If you're going on vacation, making a college campus visit, or if business takes you out of town, there's just no better place to board your dog than Barks and Recreation, 965 Reddick Cove between Bud Davis Cadillac and the Blue Plate Cafe in East Memphis. Boarding, daycare, grooming, we have the best of everything at Barks. Indoor-outdoor kennels so your family member can go in and out as they please. Indoor and outdoor play areas. 4 walks a day. group play, and individual attention from the best staff in the Mid-South, which includes an overnight staff to ensure the safety and comfort of your pet 24 hours a day. All reasons to choose Barks and Recreation above all other boarding and daycare facilities. BarksDaycare.com or 509-0909. Check us out and make your reservations now at BarksDaycare.com. If your dog could speak, he'd say Barks.
Tee it up at Edwin Watts Golf with their sizzling summer savings specials. Look for hot deals on items like TaylorMade TP5 Picks golf balls, now 2 dozen for only $80. Cleveland CBX wedges for only $99.99. That's a $30 savings. And save up to $200 on Rogue irons. Just a few of the hot specials you'll find now at Edwin Watts Sizzling Summer Savings. Edwin Watts, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee, serving golfers since 1968.
AC trouble? Make your first call your last call. Call Air Doctors of Memphis, 901-598-HVAC. Owner Matt Davis is a third-generation full-service air conditioning specialist. Air Doctors of Memphis services all major brands, and labor and parts are guaranteed 100%. Their yearly AC checkup is only $60, and 24-hour emergency service is billed at normal rates. Your comfort is their highest priority. Contact airdoctorsofmemphis.com or call 901-598-HVAC.
If you miss the good old days of great Italian food, rejoice, because Chef Judd Grizzani is carrying on the 110-year-old family tradition. A new Ronnie Grizzani's is now open in the Regalia Center at Poplar and Ridgeway, with lunch 11 to 2 Monday through Saturday, plus a Saturday brunch also from 11 to 2. Live music Wednesday and Thursday nights, an oyster bar with fresh oysters and crab, and an extensive Italian and American wine by the glass list. Don't reminisce about the good old days. Relive them at Ronnie Grizzani's in the Regalia Center at Poplar and Ridgeway.
WGC FedEx St. Jude Invitational is going down this week with the deepest field Memphis has ever seen. So to set it off right, we teamed up with a Memphis tradition like no other. East End Bar and Grill, Miller Coors, and of course, we are inviting all the wonderful people of the Mid-South to come out this Thursday, July 25th from 4:30 to 6 p.m. to East End Bar and Grill to win tickets to the WGC FedEx St. Jude Invitational, plus free swag from Miller Coors and more. And always keep it locked to Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7 FM.
Welcome back to the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hurts. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
Yeah, this is the softest.
Ooh, no, baby, please don't go.
Love it. Chicago, baby.
Yes.
When they just like slow it down and get real.
Let you know what's up.
Get that real Russell Wilson in the bedroom depth to your voice. That's right.
3 Chainz. Yo, did you see, speaking of Russell Wilson, because the lovely lady he's married to was laying alongside of him giggling as he had that ridiculous voice on with those ridiculous chains.
What do you mean ridiculous?
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
What do you mean?
It was... You're going to bed.
It's my normal voice.
You're going to bed. Why do you have 3 chains on, Russell?
That
do you just, oh, it does.
It's like a weighted blanket.
Oh, okay. All right. Bow Wow got into some trouble at a concert. You're like, I had Sierra first. She was my girlfriend before she was with that loser. And I don't understand why Bow Wow now. And I understand Bow Wow because like he's a loser. He's got to do something to get a name. But Bow Wow in future can't let this Sierra thing go. I don't know why. It might be because Russell has 3 chains on in bed with a ridiculous voice. But yo, they are all in on letting everybody know that they got with Sierra. Sierra was their girlfriend before she was married to Russell Wilson. And Future's got a kid. I understand he, to a certain extent, being involved in saying some of the things that he said, even though they seem petty. But Bow Wow's just out of the blue. Why?
Yeah,
why, Shad?
Yeah, I don't know why. Why are we? I mean, again, why are we? It's let it go. You know, they gotta let it go. We gotta let it go. We got relationships before relationship. You know, whatever happened before you, that's not on you. You know, I mean, that's what you gotta let that. I imagine that would be difficult. in public. You know what I mean? To have to deal with all that stuff in public. Like, kind of have, from Russell's perspective or anyone's perspective that has to deal with this stuff as a celebrity. Like, man, I don't care. Like, what? Do your thing. Like, but then you got all these people coming out. Oh, actually, it was new. I remember this. But stop, people. Keep it together, man.
Bow Wow just trying to do something. He got in trouble with 50 Cent.
Is he Big Bow Wow yet?
No, he's just Bow Wow.
So he's going from Little Bow Wow to
Bow
Wow.
Wow.
Are we going to be Big Bow Wow at some point?
I would
Does he
think
have
he'd
his own
be
Little Bow Wow and
Old Bow Wow.
Old Bow.
I think that is where we're going with this.
How old is Bow Wow?
Bow Wow's my age. Bow Wow's 31, I'm going to say.
God, it makes me feel really old.
Yeah, I'm going to say Bow Wow's 31. Man. Bow Wow was like the 32. 32. Born in the same year. He was born in March, though.
How old did Chris Cross?
One of them's not around anymore.
Really?
Yeah, one of them has died.
Which one?
I'm going to guess Chris. I don't know what their names were.
I don't either.
I think one was Chris, one was Cross. There was a Miggity Mac Daddy.
Uh-huh. And
there was Miggity Mac and Dad. And
the Mac Daddy and the Daddy Mac.
And there we go, Mac Daddy and Daddy Mac.
The Diggity Daddy Mac. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Which one was the Mac Daddy? Which one was the Daddy Mac? And which one is dead? And which one's alive?
So the Mac Daddy is Chris Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
The Daddy Mac is Chris Smith.
Yep. Okay. That's why they're crisscross. Got it. Now, are they both alive?
No, I'm pretty sure one of them.
Well, we got to figure this out. Hey, don't leave me hanging on this one.
I got you.
I got to know. Now you've opened this can of worms here. I got to know which one of these guys is still with us.
Mac Daddy is deceased.
That's a shame.
The Mac Daddy is deceased. I feel like it was HIV/AIDS that got hold to the Mac Daddy.
I hate to hear that.
Yes.
But the Daddy Mac's still around.
Daddy Mac is still around.
Good for him. Okay. Well, I wish him nothing.
Chris Kelly died at 34. He was found unconscious in his home in Atlanta. Drug use. That's what it was.
Well, that's a sad story.
Mm-hmm.
The end of Crisscross.
Yes.
How old is the Daddy Mac now? Or the Mac Daddy? Whichever one's still with us.
The Daddy Mac is the one with us. Let me see how old the Daddy Mac is.
Because that's going to make me feel, I want to see how old it makes me feel. That's really how old I am at this point. I know how old I am, but it makes me feel extra old.
Chris Daddy Mac Smith is 40.
Oh, see, man.
The Daddy Mac is 40.
40. Come on, man. Chris Cross is 40?
Are you kidding me?
Oh, I mean, come on, man. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. Now, that being said, something else that's unbelievable. Another 40-year-old. Tim Duncan joining the staff, Greg Popovich. As the Spurs have had some shakeups, they've lost some coaches in the offseason. Ime Udoka has gone to the Sixers staff. Ettore Messina has gone overseas, so they've had to make some replacements, and lo and behold, they have. I loved their press release yesterday because they said, Spurs hire 2 assistant coaches, Will Hardy and Tim Duncan. And like Will Hardy gets the press first. It's like Will Hardy and Tim Duncan.
Who?
Yeah, Tim Dunkman.
Wait,
Tim Duncton. I don't know. Some guy, tall guy. Big tall guy.
Any NBA experience?
A little bit.
Okay.
A little bit. He's pretty good, apparently. Tim Duncan is now part of the Spurs staff, which is a cool deal. Obviously, the visual is cool. Duncan was actually working with them anyway last year a lot. He was over at the training center and stuff. You'd see the videos of him doing his thing. I have no idea whether he's actually an effective coach or not. I mean, he seems to be well liked by all the players and stuff, so that's certainly helpful. But some guys are excellent players and terrible coaches. Some guys were terrible players and excellent coaches. It's hard to, those two skills do not necessarily overlap. But it is, I mean, it's nice to see him and Popovich back together. They have a little comedy rapport. They seem to love each other, which is cool. And I mean, listen, Tim Duncan is could have been the constant griping about fouls and all this stuff was annoying, but there's nobody. He's the best player of his generation. Kobe fans, don't come at me. Tim Duncan was the best player of his generation.
Okay. You're not getting any arguments from me about that.
And nor should there be. There should not be.
Well, get ready.
Kobe fans.
What's the Twitter?
Kobe fans at Conradicalness.
Oh, gosh.
Hit me up.
Why would you do that to me?
Kobe fans, I don't want to hear it. Tim Duncan, defensively, offensively, winning everything.
Mm-hmm.
But he was the guy.
Period.
Period. Full stop.
And here's the deal with being the guy, like Tim Duncan is the guy, being an all-time great player. It is hard. You've pointed this out several times. It is hard for those types of people to coach because they can't understand why players can't play the way they play, why they don't attack the game the way that they do with the same mentality, why they're not able to do some of the things that some of these great players were able to do who were also great athletes. And so it's going to be interesting to watch and see how Duncan grows and handles that responsibility as a assistant coach. And let's see if one day he eventually gets a shot to be a head coach. We talked about it off air, and it's hard for bigs to get that head coaching job. Just think about how long it took Patrick Ewing to get a head coaching job anywhere. And he had to go he had to go to college at his alma mater before he was given a chance to be a head basketball coach. And there's a stigma surrounding bigs that does not lend itself to them being one of the people chosen to be a head coach for whatever reason. So I look forward to seeing how this all works out. Tim Duncan has you don't get to be an all-time great by simply being a great athlete. You also have to have a great understanding of the game and a great mind for what is being done on the basketball court. So I believe the knowledge is there for Duncan. Let's see if he has the patience, though, when these players aren't playing the way he was capable of playing or the way Tony Parker or Manu Ginobili, teammates of his who are also great. Let's see how he handles that.
I like the way that Greg Popovich phrased it. He said that, after years of being his assistant, 19 years of being his assistant, it's nice for Tim Duncan now to be my assistant, finally. It's a nice way for Pop to phrase it. No, and I just want to use. I really wanted to use this as just a point of discussion because I have no idea. I don't honestly. I mean, like teams hire Grizzlies need to hire some assistant coaches eventually, but it's interesting to see him want to be part of this group, and it's interesting to see him want to stay within the organization. Because I think that's cool. He could go and do a different thing. He could go and try to be a head coach somewhere. He could do. There's lots of different things he could approach, but he's approaching this like he's trying to learn his craft under Greg Popovich, which is I think a very wise decision on his part. But more importantly, Tim Duncan, like I don't know. I guess maybe people do. I don't know. He was so low key, and his championships came with I don't know. No one was all that juiced to see the Spurs win a championship.
Yeah,
they were not beautiful games. This was not attractive basketball, to say the least. Very effective basketball, but certainly not like, oh, I can't wait to watch the Spurs.
Spurs Pistons.
Didn't
that series go 7 games in the finals?
Yeah, it may have. It was
by all intents and purposes, it was a good competitive series, but nobody was really excited to watch those two styles of basketball.
Duncan was so remarkably good, though, and so consistently great for so long that it almost like you just kind of got numb to his greatness. You just kind of took it for granted. I mean, his numbers, like if you look at the per 36-minute numbers he had throughout his career, they were literally 21 and 12 pretty much every year. When he started, towards the end of his career, he played, fewer minutes because he was playing in more of a reserve role, which if you look at his totals, it kind of knocks those numbers down a little bit. But if you scale everything to the per 36, it's exact. I mean, year 1, 19 and 11. Year 2, 20 and 11. Year 3, 22 and 12. Year 4, 21 and 11. Year 5, 23 and 11. Year 6, 21-12. Year 7, 22-12. Year 8, 22-12. Year 9, 19-11. Year 10, 21-12. Year 11, 20-12. Year 12, 21-11. Year 13, 21-11. Year 14, 17-11. Year 15, 20-12. Year 16, 21-12. Year 17, 19-12. And that's every year. Like, the dude was just so good. And the accolades, 15-time All-NBA, 15-time All-Star, 5-time champion, 2 MVPs, 3 finals MVPs, 15-time All-Defensive Team. I mean, he's the best player on both sides of the court of his generation. He was an unbelievable defensive player.
Mm-hmm.
He was a ridiculously consistent offensive player. And in terms of contributing to winning, no one can compare. At least in this group. Again, you can only go generation by generation, but he's the best. He was so irritatingly consistent. Just would drive you crazy because there's nothing you could do.
And like you said, we got numb to it. We expected greatness from Tim Duncan, and he always delivered greatness. And it was like, oh, okay, that's par for the course. And he's doing it not in the flashiest of ways, which I think is why he was able to have that long of a career, because he wasn't somebody who was going to go to the rim, although he occasionally did catch a body. He wasn't catching a whole bunch of bodies in the NBA season. People on the bench are going crazy every time Tim Duncan dunks the ball because, like, oh, we forgot Timmy could do that, because his game was one of skill, precision, and really understanding what the defense was trying to do, what they were trying to take away from him, and what he should do and how he should react to that. So it's a lot of bank shots in the mid-range. It's a lot of great back-to-the-basket post moves. It's a lot of rotating on help defense and not slamming the ball when he blocks it, not pinning it off the backboard, not hurling it into the stand somewhere. It's a lot of, I can get a hand on it, a nice finger tap straight up into the air, and then 2 hands goes up, gets the ball after he blocks it. Like that is what it was. So it wasn't the highlight reel of some of these other bigs or some of these other players when you take a step back and just think about some of the bigs who played when Tim Duncan was around. Amari Stoudemire just catching oops all over the place. DeAndre Jordan, Blake Griffin, those types of people. Think about what Dwight Howard was doing in his prime, not only on the offensive end, but defensively. Offensively, just throwing down monster dunk after monster dunk. And then defensively, just demolishing the basketball when it was time for him to make a block on a rotation. You throw that ball out of bounds, it's still an offensive ball. You don't get it's not a change in possession. Tim Duncan had the mindset and the mentality, I could just slam this, but I'm not. I'm going to tip it, I'm going to get the steal, and we're going to get out there and go. And that's the type of basketball player he was. Very heady, high IQ, great moves, but not flashy and not spectacular. Therefore, at times we forgot that he was like really, really good.
All right, I'm going to ask you this question, and then we'll take a break, and I'll give you the break to think about it. Okay, who is your favorite big of all time? Who's your favorite big man?
Shaq.
I said I'd give you the break to think about it.
Let me think about it then.
You're going to come back and say Shaq.
All right. So assuming it's Shaq.
It might not be.
Think about it.
I'm still thinking.
I got to think about that a little bit, yeah.
Well, that's the whole point of the break. Or I thought it was.
Oh, I got my favorite big. Never mind. I got it. No, I don't. I'm still thinking.
Let's take the break. We'll come back. We'll figure out who's CJ's favorite big. Who could it possibly be? I don't know. Austin is understanding the concept of this tease, so that's good. You're in the Family Leisure Studios. You think it over. Think it over. It's like asking what's your favorite meal at Central Barbecue. It's tough. There's so many good ones.
That might take even longer.
What's the Tim Duncan? I mean, maybe that's the pulled pork sandwich. That's just a great performer. Every time you go, you just know it's going to be fantastic, and it absolutely is. Maybe the ribs, or maybe that's something that's more like a Karl Malone. It's always delivering. It's right there. It's right there. Maybe you've got David Robinson. So there's so many different bigs that used to be out there, and they're all great. Just like Central Barbecue, there's so many different things you can choose from. The wings, to me, they are the wings are spectacular. It's like they're like LeBron. You know, they're the best. They're phenomenal. Always get your attention every time. So go and check out Central Barbecue at any of the 4 locations: downtown, Summer, Central, East Memphis. You will absolutely adore it. It's going to make you extremely happy, and that's the whole point, isn't it? Go and check it out. Central Barbecue, cbqmemphis.com, Central Barbecue. Back after this, we'll find out who CJ and Austin, my favorite big, happened to be.
Luke Longley.
That's it. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
Check out Dave Voloshin and Brett Norsworthy with Sports Time. Weekdays from 3 till 6 on Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
Driving is freedom. The freedom to keep moving, to control your destiny, and to choose your path. And now, that freedom fits in the palm of your hand. It's called Ford Pass, the only app that gives you roadside assistance, Ford Pass rewards, and now when you buy or lease a new Ford, earn points you can use toward flexible complimentary maintenance that gives you, well, more freedom. Ford Pass, built to keep you moving, built Ford proud. Visit your participating Ford dealership to find out about getting flexible complimentary maintenance when you buy or lease a new Ford and sign up for rewards.
Roadside assistance is included for certain Ford owners and available to everyone for a per-service fee. Ford reserves the right to change program details without obligations. Visit your participating dealer or FordPassRewards.com for program rules and restrictions. Ford Pass, compatible with select smartphone platforms, is available via a download.
Tee it up at Edwin Watts Golf with their sizzling summer savings specials. Look for hot deals on items like TaylorMade TP5 Picks golf balls, now 2 dozen for only $80. Cleveland CBX wedges for only $99.99. That's a $30 savings. And save up to $200 on Rogue irons. Just a few of the hot specials you'll find now at Edwin Watts Sizzling Summer Savings. Edwin Watts, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee, serving golfers since 1968.
I want to invite you to come by the Spirit Shop. You know, that little log cabin on Poplar, your liquor and wine oasis. The Spirit Shop has been providing sports fans their beverage needs since way back in 1969. So come in now and get ready for the big game. Whether your favorite team wins or loses, the Spirit Shop will help you celebrate or ease that pain away. The Spirit Shop is open every day, and they're located perfectly at 4848 Poplar. That's the corner of Poplar and St. Nick. The folks at Homer Skelton Hyundai want to say thank you. Thank you, Memphis, for another spectacular year. They set records, but I can understand why. You think about the product. Where else do you get a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty? That's what you get on every new car at Homer Skelton Hyundai. Oh, and thank you again for the 11th straight year, the #1 certified pre-owned car dealership in all of Memphis. It starts with that product, but then it goes to the shopper assurance. Where else do you go where you get transparent pricing, flexible test drive, take the car for a couple of days if you want, streamlined buying process? You're not going to be there all day, in and out. And then, and I have not seen this anywhere else, the 3-day worry-free exchange. You buy a new car, if you've got any buyer's remorse, you've got 3 days to change your mind. Just get on Lamar, take it into Mississippi, the first exit's Craft Road, turn left, and go see Chris True and all the gang at Homer Skelton Hyundai.
Looking good and feeling good? You've been to Rooster's Men's Grooming, the all-American classic barbershop. Whether boy or man, sportster or professional, when service matters, Rooster's is the choice for all gentlemen. Rooster's Men's Grooming offers a full-service shave, precision haircuts, and more, all with top-of-the-line products and a truly professional atmosphere. They even remember your name and offer you a beer. When looking good and feeling good matters, relax and unwind at Rooster's Men's Grooming, Paragon Place, 6300 Poplar.
3 years ago, I was told I had to have surgery on my shoulder. I had 3 bad things happen. I had rotator cuff issues, tendon issues, bicep issues. I was headed for surgery. And then I met Dr. Schrader. And after his procedure, I didn't need surgery. It is amazing how easy it is. 3 hours, my own stem cells being used on me. Now I can sleep at night. I can play golf. 3 hours, no pain, and I was like a new man. No rehab like you need with rotator cuff surgery. It was simply amazing to me, and it can be for you. Again, no pain and an alternative. So if you've got issues, not with just shoulders, but knees and back and neck, they are finding more and more things where stem cells come in handy. You have to talk to Dr. Schrader.
Call 901-465-4300 and see how Schrader Orthopedic and Stem Cell can help you today.
Welcome back to the Peter Edmiston Experience with C.J. Hurt. Here once again are Peter and C.J.
You sheltered me from harm, kept me warm.
Little bread right here.
Paisley?
Bread, not
Oh.
Brad. Bread, as in like bread and water.
Okay.
This is an emotional song right here, man.
It seems emotional.
This will get you. So it's tough. It's about losing loved ones. It's tough. Okay, I gotta button it up here. Finish out the segment. That hit me right in the heart.
You need to take a minute.
I might have to take a minute. Oh, we got. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
No problem, sir.
Blow my nose right here. Dexter says, CJ, don't go up to somebody like Brooks Koepka talking about stroking it. Yeah, that's right. He also wants to know, can you find out how deep the rough is going to be? It's hard to stroke out of that rough.
It is.
Good point. Couple texters talking about their favorite big. John says his favorite big is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Okay.
I don't know who that is. Probably a good.
Is he relation to Kareem Abdul?
Well, your dad says Kareem is his favorite, which I think that's maybe Kareem is his brother that didn't get as much attention.
Like Giannis and little brother.
Yeah,
okay.
I got to look that up. Maybe he was a unique, sort of talent.
Mm-hmm.
They just got overlooked. That happens sometimes. The big brother kind of overlooks. Which is a similar question is, should the Grizzlies hire Toby Allen to coach defense? I looked up Toby Allen. He's a Australian actor of some regard in Australia. So I would say no. Toby Allen is not the guy that you want to coach your defense. He seems like he's more into crafting, honestly.
I know Toby as Kunta.
Again, he's gone through some stuff.
He has.
He would, in terms of experience.
Yeah,
I think that Kunta would be a tremendous acquisition for the coaching staff.
Yeah,
does he know? He's got a little injury history.
He does. He's missing a foot, but I think that's the type of toughness you need out there at times.
But does he know basketball?
I don't know.
Or are we just a life coach? We just do a
life
coach.
Let's life coach this thing.
Yeah,
let's get Kunta out there to coach you up on life. How to handle the trials and tribulations of life.
I mean, no one knows more. But I'm saying we also fundamentally got to get into the defense a little bit. That's all. I'm not sure that the X's and O's. I don't know that we're going to get a lot from that coaching staff.
He'd be able to relate to players.
Would he?
Yeah. Players, what he would say would definitely carry weight in that locker room. It would carry weight.
I think I don't know if he could relate to what they're doing now, but yes, I think that there is that. So now the question was asked going into the break. A question answered by CJ,
but not really, because I had to think more. Yes. Premature answer question or question and answer. Yeah, that's the condition I have.
Premature speculation?
Yes.
Right. Okay, we got to get that fixed.
Yes.
You need to last a little longer in this question, buddy.
I do.
All right. So your favorite big of all time, we're talking about Tim Duncan going into the coaching world, working under Greg Popovich. So Austin, your favorite big of all time.
Now, does this have to be somebody that I have seen play personally?
I mean, I would think
I was alive to watch like live games.
I would think it would be hard for someone to be your favorite without you having watched them play.
Well, I mean, I've watched old games before, but I'm going to say Joel Embiid. Current one, I love Joel.
Is that your favorite big of all time?
Wow.
That's what I'm saying.
I think my favorite of all time would have to be Shaq, I guess. I know that's so cliche, but I love
cliche.
Shaq. But current players, I love Joel.
Okay.
Why do you like Shaq? What about Shaq?
Well, I just love his personality. I love his show. Shaq and the Fool was one of my all-time favorites. I liked the way he played. I liked the way he tore backboards down. Just
that's that spectacularness.
Give me the ball and let me throw it down and make these people look like a fool.
Spectaculosity, yes.
Yes, spectaculosity.
CJ.
I'm going to go with Kevin Garnett.
What happened?
It went from Shaq to somebody else to KG.
I had to think about it.
Okay.
Luke Longley is close. When I sat down and really thought, KG edged out Shaq, Luke Longley, and Smits, Rick Smits.
Bill Winnington on that list at all? Or
No.
No.
God, no.
Come on.
No.
Why? He did everything Luke Longley did.
Luke Longley was a bit better.
Yeah. Maybe a bit.
And I'm a bigger fan of that third three-peat. That second three-peat, excuse me.
What about Bill Cartwright? Just gets no love from you at all? Nah. That crazy-ass free throws shot that he taking his arms like a clock all the way. Yeah.
No.
You don't get any love? Okay. All right. I don't. Okay. So why KG?
The intensity and the passion he played with, the way he was able to lead.
Insanity, some would call it.
Yeah. The way he was able to lead and just his game. The way he was able to, he changed. When he was in Minnesota, he was the scoring threat, the guy who drove the offensive end of the court and really good defensively. And then when he went to Boston, he changed his game to be more of that defensive guy, that guy who was the quote-unquote quarterback of the defense, getting everybody set up. And they knew if I got beat, KG has my back.
I really, really, really loved watching KG. Loved watching his game. Loved to see him develop a three-point shot throughout his career. His ability to block shots, to steal. He was a phenomenal defensive player. I agree with you, 100%. Not my favorite big, though. My favorite big is Hakeem Olajuwon.
Oh, the dream.
Hakeem Olajuwon, absolutely blown away. Like I would encourage everybody to go back and watch. There's some highlight reels floating around out there on YouTube or wherever of Hakeem Olajuwon in the post and watch some of the stuff that he was able to do. His footwork was immaculate. Like his ability as a big man to dance around and use his size. He had great touch. The way he played, man, was just unbelievable.
Were you a fan of Bill Laimbeer at all?
No.
For intensity purposes?
Absolutely not.
Just too dirty.
Hated Bill Laimbeer. Wanted to punch him.
He wanted to punch everybody else.
which that's the only way to communicate with the guy, apparently. Absolutely adored Hakeem Olajuwon. Adored him. And just, and he's on top of that a great guy, very big humanitarian. All the stuff that he's done here, the stuff that he's worked on back in Nigeria, and he's an awesome dude by all. But this guy averaged in his 89, the 89 season, CJ, he averaged 25 points, 14 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals, and 3 blocks per game. Per game. The next year, 24 points, 14 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 5 blocks a game. A game. And he played all 82 games.
That's impressive.
That's impressive. The dude was incredible, man. He did everything. One of the few to have a quadruple double. He had some of the individual games he had were just stupid, off the charts. So anyway, Hakeem is my absolute favorite. Real quick, do you have a least favorite big of all time?
Yes.
Who is it?
Karl Malone.
That's mine too. Yeah. Oh, hate Karl Malone. He's really good, but
Man, it's bad of me to say this, but when Kenyon Martin clotheslined him from behind that game and caught that suspension, I became a Kenyon Martin fan. I was happy.
Boogie Cousins, no doubt.
Karl Malone is Karl Malone.
Good grief.
Karl Malone.
Mailman delivers on Sundays. No, he doesn't, Carl.
He didn't deliver in the finals, that's for sure.
How you not see Michael Jordan behind you?
Carl's Hall of Famer, all that stuff. He's really good, etc. But I don't want to watch him. And
no, that leg kick, the leg kick out on the jump shot. Get out of here.
Was Christian Laettner considered a big? Because I hate him too.
Yeah, he had no impact in the NBA whatsoever. So I can't.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
To be hateable, you have to have at least done something. Karl Malone scored a ton of points, could be all that stuff, but I wouldn't get his personal life, which is a whole different kettle of fish altogether, and also quite hateable.
Kobe fans want to talk about how tough Kobe was. Kobe let Karl Malone punk him.
Yep.
The comments he made to his wife. If you're a tough guy, like Kobe fans insist Kobe was, that should have been a physical altercation. We should have, teammate or not. Teammate be damned. We got to throw hands over that.
That's right. That's right. Let's take a break. Come back. Hour number 3 on the way. Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
At First Bank Mortgage, their core purpose is to help you get to a better place. That better place may be a lower monthly payment, that vacation you thought was impossible, or getting into a home with a fenced backyard where your kids can play. To get into your better place, First Bank Mortgage makes decisions right here at home. Dedicated to helping you get to your better place, First Bank Mortgage. Call Daniel Mooney at 901-462-0145 today. NMLS 741022. Equal housing lender.
Driving is freedom. The freedom to keep moving, to control your destiny, and to choose your path. And now, that freedom fits in the palm of your hand. It's called Ford Pass, the only app that gives you roadside assistance, Ford Pass rewards, and now when you buy or lease a new Ford, earn points you can use toward flexible complimentary maintenance that gives you, well, more freedom. Ford Pass, built to keep you moving, built Ford proud. Visit your participating Ford dealership to find out about getting flexible complimentary maintenance when you buy or lease a new Ford and sign up for rewards.
Roadside assistance is included for certain Ford owners and available to everyone for a per-service fee. Ford reserves the right to change program details without obligations. Visit your participating dealer or FordPassRewards.com for program rules and restrictions. Ford Pass, compatible with select smartphone platforms, is available via a download.
Need physical therapy but don't know where to go? Tried physical therapy but had a bad experience? Grab your physician's referral and head to Revolution Physical Therapy at the corner of Goodman and Getwell. At Revolution PT, you'll get one-on-one, hands-on therapy. Better and more thorough than just going to the gym. Revolution is locally owned and staffed by neighbors who care about your maximum recovery. And they accept all major insurances. Certified in dry needling, expert in myofascial release. Always relaxed and friendly. Revolution Physical Therapy is just what you need. DeSoto Auto Sales specializes in late model cars with low mileage. They have the highest standards in the car industry. All of their cars are test driven, checked out from head to toe. Unlimited inventory, every make and model. And if it's not on the lot, they'll find it for you. Walk in the door of DeSoto Auto Sales, 5704 Goodman Road. Within 45 minutes, you can test your car, get credit approval, and finish paperwork within an hour. No shortcuts at DeSoto Auto Sales. Kind, courteous employees, a down-home environment. DeSoto Auto Sales cares about your time. Lowest prices in a 350-mile radius. We're living in a world today where time does matter. Visit them online. Check out their referrals. DeSotoAutosales.com. Very proud to serve DeSoto County and other surrounding areas. DeSoto Auto Sales, 5704 Goodman Road. Call 662-890-7184. 662-890-7184. Come on down to DeSoto Auto Sales.
Introducing Top Tracer Range, the new ball tracking and gaming system at Golf and Games Family Park. Top Tracer gathers data such as distance, carry, ball speed, and more. Compete against friends in a points game, long drive, and virtual golf at courses such as Pebble Beach and St. Andrews. Golf and Games Family Park is a great setting for group and company outings, golf lessons, or individual practice. Plus, Golf and Games has added beer to their menu. Experience fun, friends, family, beer, and Top Tracer Range at Golf and Games Family Park, 5484 Summer Avenue.
The best golfers in the world are coming to Memphis for the inaugural WGC FedEx St. Jude Invitational. Sports 56 will be broadcasting live at TPC Southwind throughout the day, Wednesday through Friday of tournament week, keeping you up to date with the latest tournament news and talking with players and officials. Our coverage from TPC Southwind on Sports 56 is presented by Landers Ford. Also brought to you by Rooster's Men's Grooming Center, Blue City Cafe, Edwin Watts, Jason's Deli, First Bank, Memphis Paints, and Ronnie Grisanti's.
Hey, this is Peter Edmiston from the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hurt. Come join me at Edwin Watts Golf on Thursday from 12 to 1 as we celebrate the World Golf Championships FedEx St. Jude Invitational. And I want to give you tickets. Come by and putt on that beautiful green inside the beautiful building over at Edwin Watts Golf. We've got putters, we got balls, all of it for you, and you just got to sink a putt, and that'll get you an extra entry, but you get one for even coming on out and seeing me. Poplar and Perkins, Edwin Watts Golf, giving tickets away on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, WIVG-FM Tunica Memphis, and WPG-FLP Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Welcome back to the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hurt. This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
Muskrat, candlelight, doing the town and doing it right in the evening. It's pretty bleak.
What is this? May be one of the rare Soft Rock songs I don't even know. Who's this?
I didn't know it either. I just found it. This is America.
Oh, Muskrat Love. Oh yeah, I haven't heard this song in forever. Yeah, that's right. Muskrat Love's terrible.
This sounds like what's going on.
What do you mean?
This sounds like Marvin Gaye's "What's Going On."
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Okay.
I thought you meant like this sounds like what's going on like in the world. Like this sounds like what's going on right now.
No.
Sounds like
all that Muskrat Love going on out there.
This is what's happening right now in the world. You're right. This sounds like today's America. It does sound like it does. Mother.
Yeah.
Which one? I'm assuming that that came first. I can't imagine that. Well, I mean, I don't know. People find their inspiration from wherever. Welcome back to the Experience, by the way. I'm Peter. That's CJ. Austin Eldridge playing the hits on Soft Rock Tuesday. You can get your request in at 67129. We are the only show that I'm aware of that is a request-oriented sports talk, also playing music in thematic senses for each day. I think we're the only show that meets those qualifications.
I agree. Marvin Gaye, "What's Going On" popped off in 1971.
What about Muskrat Love?
I'm checking that now.
Okay.
Look it up, CJ. Look it up.
Look it up, CJ. Look it up. Look it up, Come on.
I'm looking at it.
I can't get through 3 look it ups, and you got it. If you haven't looked it up yet, that's like the time limit.
It's loading, Peter. I don't know what you want. 73, released in 73.
There you go. So it was indeed. It did predate it. Thank you very much. Texter says, Wilt Chamberlain, great on the court and off the court, if you know what I mean. I do not know what that
can you
means.
Elaborate, please?
Can you elaborate in excruciating detail
Mm-hmm.
what it is that you're referring to?
Please do.
20,000? I don't think it's even possible. Is it?
Multiples a day is what we're talking about.
That's what I'm saying. You have, let's say, what's the time frame we're talking about here?
I think in like
30 years, 20 years,
30-year period.
So okay, so let's just. Are we taking holidays off, or are we every day?
I mean,
are we getting down every day?
Every day,
multiple times a day.
Every day.
I feel like Christmas, you probably take a day off, or maybe like Thanksgiving. Maybe you wouldn't be.
Why on Thanksgiving?
Or maybe are you doing extra on Thanksgiving?
Maybe on Jesus' birthday. I get that. Thanksgiving, there's no religious side of Thanksgiving.
Yeah, but
Thanksgiving is all about excess.
You're probably full.
Oh,
yeah.
Somebody's getting full.
All right. So let's say so if we do 20,000 encounters, right? And we say
encounters, yes.
Yeah. And so we got, if we're doing it 360, let's do 360 days a year. Because let's get 5 days off. Just
you get sick or something like that.
Let's take 5 days off. You're not getting it. 5 days. It's 360 days times 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that is 9,000 potential situations there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 9,000 days. So 20,000. So that would be 2.2 on average sexual encounters per day, every day for 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, you could have maybe a day where, you are particularly frisky,
generous,
certainly.
Mm-hmm.
I could certainly see that. It was, this was the 60s. I mean, things were a little looser,
And that's the other thing.
Stuff was happening.
Oh.
It
was the 60s, and I don't care how famous you were as a black man, you had a limited selection to choose from. You didn't have the plethora of women to have these encounters with for obvious reasons at that time.
I mean, I agreed, but I'm saying you could still find 20,000 women. That's not 20 million. There's 20,000 is a reasonable, subset of if it was just black women, or if it was just women that were enlightened, racially enlightened, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know. Like 2 points. That's that. See, I think that's
That's a bit high.
I think it's a bit high, man. You can't. I mean, I feel like just from a physical standpoint, and it's extra points out there is leap years. That's true. You get an extra day, every 4 years. But I feel like physically, then you'd have to perform. Now, to be fair, here's the other thing too. Just as a kind of a related topic here. You ever watch Wilt Chamberlain highlights?
No.
Okay, well, go watch Wilt Chamberlain highlights.
Take that back. I have. He's so much larger than everybody.
I'm not sure how much effort he had to really exert on the court.
So much
he had
bigger.
Plenty of energy left to do whatever he needed to do off the court.
Which one is Wilt? The big one.
The
one
gigantic
the
guy.
one who's so much larger than everybody else. That's him.
Yeah, the one with the bunch of 6 foot guys running around. And I mean, I'm not to say that Wilt Chamberlain wasn't, an extremely good basketball player. This is where you get into this whole blasphemy of they're back in the day. But this is why you can't compare across generations, because Bill Russell's 6'11", 220, and he'd get beaten up by a lot of these dudes now, because physically he wouldn't be the same guy. He wouldn't have the same impact. Not to say he wouldn't be a great player, it would just be different sort of player. Wilt Chamberlain, he'd still be a great player, but if he played with other dudes that were similar size on a regular basis, he wouldn't have put up the overwhelming numbers that he put up, 50 and 20. He's not doing 50 and 20 against dudes of the same size. So, you have to factor all that stuff in. That's why I feel like in numbers, you have to regulate numbers across generations. Oscar Robertson with a triple-double. What Russell Westbrook did is more impressive as a triple-double than what Oscar Robertson did, because of the pace of play, because of the fewer possessions, because of the nature of the game. It's, if you were to correct for the pace, Russell Westbrook, having done it now for 3 years, is especially statistically impressive. Competitively is another discussion.
We're talking stats.
But statistically, it's an extremely impressive accomplishment, and more so, in my mind, than Robertson when you compare it across generations. Again, it's a generational thing, much like the sex. It's a generational thing. It's different. It's hard to compare it across generations because it was different. The rules were different then. The diseases were different. The threats were different. The quote unquote defense was different then. Now it's it's a different world out there.
Yeah. On that topic.
Oh, okay.
Because I had something serious to say, but this is way more important.
Oh, okay.
If he was catching 20,000 in the 60s, imagine what he would be like on Tinder right now. Imagine Wilt Chamberlain in today's era, in his prime, with all of these dating sites. He'd have a Tinder profile. He'd have a Bumble profile. He'd have a Farmers Only profile. My man is all over the place.
Well, he was in Kansas. He could probably do a Farmers Only.
Yes. He might have a Black People Meet profile.
Teachers Only.
Yes. He'd rack up so many more. Because he's doing that at a time when we weren't disconnected.
No,
allegedly.
100%. There would be, before we'd even get to 100, before we'd get to triple digits, there would be a controversy of some sort. Whether it be a paternity situation, whether it be a allegation of improper conduct, whether it be, that would slow him tremendously, I think.
I mean,
the wheels of the hype machine, because in the 60s, the media was complicit in keeping a lot of these secrets. So these sports writers probably knew about a lot of this stuff, and I mean, Dave was like, "It's none of my business." Which I guess
who was it was eating off the back of a model?
Eddie Murphy.
Was that Eddie Murphy?
Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, like that stuff was going on back then.
I was like,
that was in the 80s.
Oh, okay. I thought that was further back. I thought that was
that's in the 80s.
They did all that stuff. I mean, but again, like you had to in those days you'd have to be, the sports writers would be pretty complicit in the sense of like they knew a lot of these dudes were doing lots of stuff, and like I mean, and to be fair, it's really not anybody's business. I mean, really, but
we're only talking about it because he's made the outlandish statement and continues to make it.
Yeah, he's the one who, and so like, but it was a different world. Now you couldn't do that because it would be hyped. There would be one of the girls would have put something out on her Instagram message. You'd see I can see that. It would be
because there's a lot of DMs sliding.
There's so many that you couldn't possibly keep the security. All these women, you couldn't possibly keep all of them. Like hey, don't say anything. Don't ever keep this between us. You couldn't possibly do that. There's just too many of them.
And because you're sliding into DMs the way we slide into DMs these days, with pictures that some people want to see, some don't. That might lead to an awkward situation like Draymond Green on Snapchat. What was that? When Olympics 2016, when Draymond sent a picture of himself out thinking he was sending it to a young lady, but no, it was just on his profile. So I could see how that might cause an issue as well for Mr. Chamberlain. But I have to believe that even with all of that being said, like in today's age, if that is what he was doing then,
if we're doing
we got to adjust for generations.
Right.
What's his per 36 then? Because that's really going to, I think, tell us what's up, what he would do right now.
What's his playa efficiency rating?
Yeah.
That's what we need to know. The PER.
Well done.
That's the where's that? Because that's changed a lot over the years. You got to adjust for the year on that.
This has gotten out of control.
We got to know. What's the efficiency level? We gotta be efficient in our maneuvering here.
We need those player efficiencies.
That's right. Players are more efficient than ever, even in a tough environment out there. You gotta adjust for it's a different world out there, man. It's a different world. The rules have changed a little bit. We got shot clocks. We got slow play. We got
my ears are so hot.
The pace is increased sometimes. We got all kinds of different things happening.
Yes, the pace of play is a bit faster these days than it was.
A lot of dudes fast breaking out there. So, in any event, all right. All that. Let's just push all that to the side. Please.
I'll try.
I mean, do your best.
I'll do my best.
We talked about this. I talked about this last week with T Springs. Everybody, T Springs, Tyler Springs from the Jackson Generals, and of course an honorary dairy boy of his own right. We talked about the Atlantic League in baseball, and the fact that they have robot umpires. And these are robots that have taken control of the game. They are live. They look like the Terminator. They are out on the field.
Nice.
They are destroying people. No, they are. The game looks relatively similar. There are regular umpires out behind home plate and stuff, but the umpires have an earpiece that they get the call from the robot. That was a strike. That was a ball. That was a strike. And then they just parrot out what it was. They're not actually calling the game. They're just relaying the message from the computer. And you got it's an earpiece connected to an iPhone in his pocket. So like this is an iPhone app.
Hope the phone stay charged.
I mean, that's the thing. You got to charge your phone. You got to this seems like that we could potentially have some problems there. What if you get a text in the middle of hang on, let me hold on, I'll tell you if it's a ball or strike in just a second. Let me I gotta get this. Hang on, let me double check. Oh yeah, I got a notification. Facebook, let me hold on. Yeah. Oh no, by the way, you're out. I forgot to tell you. Sorry, I got a list here. That's my bad. My bad. But you're out. You were out. So my apologies. This is kind of it's radar, uses like Doppler. It actually uses Doppler to like call balls and strikes. They also have the deal where you can steal first base on a passed ball.
I like
so
that.
You just go.
I like
umpire
that.
doesn't catch it. Or, I mean, the catcher doesn't catch it. Just get it. So, do you like the idea of robot umpires? Do you like the idea? Does this like make sense to you, or are you like me? And this is another encroachment of technology upon our beautiful game. Well, the ours being yours, because I'm not a big baseball guy. Your beautiful game.
Get the call right. Whatever gets the call right, I am here for it. If that means taking out some of the mistakes that are made or the human element that comes naturally when you have humans in positions of umping and refereeing in general as a whole, I'll take that, because I don't want games decided based off that human element of a mistake being made. So if this is going to not slow the game down, one, and create a better officiating body, I'm okay with it.
So then why do we have umpires at all?
We hadn't tried this out yet. That's why it's being tried out in the Atlantic League.
I mean, but if we take this to a little bit further, we don't have to take it all the way to the end of the earth, but just a little bit further. I mean, it should be very simple from a umpiring standpoint, or from a robot umpiring standpoint, to be able to tell whether a guy was out or safe.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, did the ball hit the glove? Was a foot on the bat? Like, these are, binary questions, yes or no. There's not a intent or, subjective measure of it. It's just like either the foot's there or not. Either you beat or you didn't. That should be easy enough to figure out in those balls and strikes. Was a ball foul or fair? That's not a matter of subjectivity. That is, there's a qualification. Was it foul? Was it fair? You can measure that. Yes, no. Again, these are all issues that, was the ball over the wall? Was it a home run, or did it hit the top of the wall? Is it a double? Those are questions, again, that are yes or no. So baseball is full of these. To me, there are not a whole lot of subjective baseball dilemmas.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know of. I mean, I'm trying to think. Is the infield fly rule somewhat subjective? I guess, kind of.
I mean, that ball strike can be subjective,
but it's not supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
There's supposed to be a strike zone, which has been designated, and either the ball is in that strike zone, and therefore it is a strike, and the ball, when it crosses the plate, not when it hits the gloves, not when the catcher reframes it, because that's a big thing, but when the ball crosses the plate, was it in the strike zone or not?
Mm-hmm.
That is supposed to be a cut and dry deal. You're supposed to have a set strike zone that goes from your armpits to your just above your knees, and like that's your strike zone. So like, okay, once you establish that, like either it is or it isn't. I mean, there's not supposed to be subjectivity in that. I mean, that's what frustrates pitchers and batters alike. If you call it, it should be the same. So if we designate the strike zone, that's even better. What I'm getting at is, I don't know why at this point, I don't know why we wouldn't, in the next 3 to 5 years, this will probably go fine, and we just might as well just eliminate all umpires and just be done with it.
Yeah, it is moving towards that. It looks like, and that is to try and get, because in baseball is not a whole lot of, like you said, subjective calls, and it is looking like this will be the first league that has robots as officials.
I mean, I think I'm taking this thing all the way up to the top, baby. I'm taking this thing a step further, as I like to do. And I'm making baseball more entertaining for everybody.
Robots make it more entertaining?
Well, just listen. So
Okay,
what I'm going to do is, like when you watch, if and when you watch tennis, there are those calls that are challenged. And you see the ball come in, a little computer graphic, and it goes, when you see the shot of the ball, where did it hit? Was it on the line? Was it not? And the crowd's like, oh, when it's in or whatever. I'm doing that for every pitch. You're showing it on the big screen, so people in the stands can see exactly where it crossed. So you see ball or strike. So that way you don't have to question whether it was a ball or strike. The umpire, you can see it. We're showing it on the screen in real time. And then same thing for plays at first. So like, you run to first, and then there's a little pause, and you look up to the screen, and you can see, and everyone's looking, including the players, because they don't know for sure. And you see, when you see the little replay, did the ball out? or safe. It adds about a little extra bit of drama to each of these little plays. It's like a little, you have to wonder, was he out or safe? Wait, we don't know. Let's go to the computer. Let's go to the replay to find out. And unlike a lot of these things where the replay has to be interpreted no, this is like either you out or you're safe. Was it home? And I think that adds a little extra dramatic flair to the proceedings. It adds a little extra, something to it.
One of the complaints about baseball is the pace. If you have something in between pitches for fans to watch and engage with, that being the thing, where was the ball exactly when it was thrown across the plate? If you have that in between pitches, that might make people stop complaining as much about how long pitchers are taking on the mound to throw the ball.
Yep. I think that's part of it.
I'm mixed on this thing though, because I don't appreciate the bad calls that the umpires make, and some of these umpires are well out of hand. Angel Hernandez, just to name a few. But at the same time, you've got to be really careful with these robots because, like, what if the ball, I think Tyler mentioned this last week, if a ball bounces up into the strike zone and a robot calls it a strike, they've still got the umpires there to verify that. But at some point, they're not going to want to keep paying umpires to not do anything. So I don't know. It's part of me likes the human error and likes the intrigue that a human error could bring to the game. But then the other part of me is like, okay, the replay is there, but even sometimes replay they get the call wrong. So it needs to be really fine tuned before I would say go straight robots though, because I don't know, that robot might not be able to control everything. So I think it's a really fine line right now.
No, I mean that's what right now for sure. But I'm saying in just a few years when you get the tweaks and you kind of do a little. Well, you figure out those little details, then I think we're getting to the point where we don't really need the humans anymore. And in fact, the humans are just causing more problems.
I did watch a pretty bad strike zone last night in the Cardinals game. Exactly. On both sides. Yeah. It was pretty bad, not going to lie. So.
Exactly. And there you go. And ultimately, personally, again, my personal opinion on this, as it always has been, is I have no problem with humans making mistakes. I don't like it, but that's part of life. Humans make mistakes. And humans officiating makes mistakes. It will make mistakes, and that's we have to accept that. And I think that replay is largely trying to fix a problem that is unfixable and has made sports worse in general. And so I don't really want that. But that being said, if you're going to go with robot umpires and the system works, there's enough to me in baseball that's pretty much cut and dried. As I don't know that there's much gray area in baseball rules making. You might as well just go all the way with it and be done with it. You can be faster and you can have less of those dumb fights and. People running out and freaking out, and you could have basically a bouncer instead of an umpire. So when people start to act up, when you got somebody throwing at somebody's head, you just go out there and all right, you got to get out of here, buddy. Let's go.
I like that.
I want bouncers rather than umpires.
Yes.
Let's take a break. We'll come back. That's great ideas here as we continue here on the program. It is Peter and CJ with you on the Experience live from the Family Leisure Studios, the real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
Listen online anywhere, anytime at sports56whbq.com.
Soulfish Cafe has done something that no other business in the history of Memphis has ever done. They won 3 different categories in the Memphis Most. They won it for the best catfish. We all know that's the best catfish, and you can get it fried like everybody does, or you could get it, if you wanted to, grilled or blackened. It's the best. Everybody says it. Then there's seafood. We know about their beautiful shrimp. You can get those fried. You can get them grilled. The shrimp tacos are terrific. Memphis Most, best seafood. Then there's soul food. Yes, a third category, soul food. Their veggies are unbelievable. They've got this sauerkraut sausage Cajun dish that is amazing. I love the cucumber salad. Everything is always so fresh. And now, there's 3 locations with a 4th one coming to Wolf Chase soon. The original Cooper Young, the Shops of Forest Hill Irene, and of course the newest in East Memphis. That's on Poplar, just east of Perkins in the old Wolf Camera location. They're the best. You said it. They're Soulfish.
Tee it up at Edwin Watts Golf with their sizzling summer savings specials. Look for hot deals on items like TaylorMade TP5 Picks golf balls, now 2 dozen for only $80. Cleveland CBX wedges for only $99.99. That's a $30 savings. And save up to $200 on Rogue irons. Just a few of the hot specials you'll find now at Edwin Watts Sizzling Summer Savings. Edwin Watts, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee, serving golfers since 1968.
If you've always thought, hey, I'd look pretty good in Lexus, well, guess what? Lexus thinks so, too. Lexus is offering you the Golden Opportunity Sales Event. Great offers on all 2019 models and special lease options. Drive in luxury and confidence, knowing that every new Lexus comes with complimentary first and second maintenance services. Stop by Lexus of Memphis, 2600 Ridgeway, and put yourself in the driver's seat of an all-new 2019 flagship LS500. Hey, you look pretty good there. Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event at Lexus of Memphis. Experience amazing.
We're with Daryl, and I understand a couple of years ago you couldn't walk. What happened?
I suffered literally 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I have what they call extreme osteoarthritis in both knees. I have bone spurs in the front of my knees, bone spurs in the back, as well as calcium deposits, which contribute to the decreased range of motion. I had a severe limp, especially on my right side, because I couldn't put any real weight on my right knee. So I started investigating options to relieve the pain. And of course, I knew about total knee replacements and Synvisc injections, cortisone injections. So I found Dr. Schrader online, and we had a consult, and stem cell injections literally changed my life.
When did you know you were better?
I literally limped in there, had the procedure done, and you wait about 30 minutes after it's done, and I literally walked out. I did not limp. I was pain-free. It was that immediate.
Call 901-465-4300 and see how Schrader Orthopedic and Stem Cell can help you today.
Wallow and Stats will be on location at the Spirit Shop, 4848 Poplar Avenue, Tuesday, July 23rd from 3 to 6. You'll be able to join in on a whiskey tasting event from 3 to 7. Sports 56 will have lots of prizes, like rounds of golf at Wedgwood, maybe a Butcher Shop gift card, and 2 very lucky people will win 2-box tickets to the World Golf Tournament. Central Barbecue will be on hand to fill your belly. Wallow and Stats on location at the Spirit Shop, Tuesday, July 23rd from 3 to 6 on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7.
WGC FedEx St. Jude Invitational is going down this week with the deepest field Memphis has ever seen. So to set it off right, we teamed up with a Memphis tradition like no other. East End Bar and Grill, Miller Coors, and of course, we are inviting all the wonderful people of the Mid-South to come out this Thursday, July 25th from 4:30 to 6 p.m. to East End Bar and Grill to win tickets to the WGC FedEx St. Jude Invitational, plus free swag from Miller Coors and more. And always keep it locked to Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7 FM.
Welcome back to the Peter Edmiston Experience with C.J. Hurt. This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Here once again are Peter and C.J.
Touchdown in the land of the Delta Blues, in the middle of the pouring rain. W.C. Handy, won't you look down over me?
Now, what is the life cycle of this song? Where do we stay? People go back and forth on this thing. Memphians go back and forth on this thing all the time. Like at first it's like you love it because it's a Memphis thing. Then it's like, oh God, I hear it all the time. I don't want to hear it anymore.
I have heard it a lot.
Then we're back to like now it's cool again, and now it sucks if you don't like it because you like I don't know where I'm very I don't where are we on this?
If Hannah Montana wants to do it, everybody loves it.
Wait, what now?
Miley Cyrus. This is a song that she sang when she came to Music Fest.
Yeah, but wasn't that just like a whole like secret Facebook thing or something like kind of
it was
ad.
Facebook was there filming it, and it was
just a whole big
an ad, and people loved it because it was a Facebook thing, and it brought some positive national pub to the city, and people in the city, some of them loved it. So it is now back, one of those lists. Now it is back to being a cool song to be played.
What I want is Lil Nas X to get involved in that song. We could do a Walking in Memphis / Old Town Road remix.
Or rodeo.
Let's
go rodeo.
I'm just gonna stick with the basics. I'm just gonna go Old Town Road. Rodeo's fine, and the other one,
Panini.
It's fine. I guess he's doing his thing, man.
He is trying not to be a one-hit wonder.
It's unbelievable, man. All right, we've been talking about the kind of the changes in the game of baseball that are being pushed in the Atlantic League. Robot umpires really taken the large, I guess, discussion point. But we've also got the stealing of first base, which is possible, the limiting of mound visits.
Mm-hmm.
I should also point out, too, a little bit of breaking news. Mark Giannotto, I saw if the Commercial Appeal had it. Shane Lowry, the Open champion, is withdrawn from the FedEx St. Jude Invitational possibly because he was too drunk to get on the plane. That is my speculation. That is not confirmed, but I'm gonna think that's. I think that's a pos. I saw his party, and I don't know that he was in any state to travel, and Lord knows I can't really blame him for that. So if you were planning to ask Shane Lowry any stuff, then I'm afraid you're gonna have to just wait.
Okay.
Texter points out, says if they had robot umpires when Greg Maddux pitched, he would have never gotten a strike call. I mean, that's I don't know. Again, like I think the robot umpire, if you really do it the real way over the plate, the way it's supposed to be, then I think that it would be, you could hit those corners. You would hit those corners. Some stuff that might appear to be a ball when it actually lands is a strike when it goes over the plate. That's the whole point of it, right? So I don't know. I'm not sure I believe that. Yesterday, by the way, was the anniversary. I can't remember what year it was, but Greg, 25 years ago or something like that, threw a 77-pitch complete game. Greg Maddux. Wow. 77-pitch complete game. That's crazy. Greg Maddux, one of my favorite pitchers. Loved him. Texter asks, what about tag plays? Tag plays could be, I guess that's somewhat subjective, although really, like, again, it's
fair ball or foul ball down the line.
No, those are not subjective. It's either fair or foul. Like, it's either is it or not. Like there's
but can a robot tell if a ball's fair or foul?
Absolutely. If the robot can tell whether it's a strike or a ball, it can certainly tell whether it's fair or foul. Like, is it on the line or not? Like, is it like goal line technology in soccer? Like, did the entire ball go over the line or did it not? That's just a yes or no question. There is no subjectivity to it. It's either it is or it isn't. Tag play is not subjective, although it is maybe a little trickier for the robot. But ultimately, like, again, it's either did you tag the player with the ball, did you have the ball when you tagged the player, or did you not? Like, was the ball in your glove, was the ball in your hand, did you tag the player before he hit the base or not? Again, that's not a subjective situation. If there's a tie, the tie goes to the runner. We've established that. So, like, I don't see any reason why you couldn't apply it there. It may be a little trickier to figure out the application, but I think you could eventually do it. Dan is dialed up and wants to talk a little bit about this. Dan, good morning. How are you?
I'm good. So I grew up playing baseball, and I'm thinking, so the manager wants to argue a call. Do they give him an iPad so he can argue with the umpire?
He has to talk to a customer service rep. He has to call in on the voicemail. He's got to call customer service.
You go call the cable company.
That's right. Your call is important to us, manager. Please stay on the line while we address your issue.
I can see Joe Madden in there arguing with the umpire, just typing away on his iPad.
I'm pressing one. I want to talk to Can I talk to a human, please? Jeez.
We're experiencing higher than normal call volumes.
We are experiencing more complaints than usual. Your call is very important to us, manager. Please stay on the line.
What happens if the manager gets really mad and just takes the umpire and the robot and just chunks it across the field?
This is where the bouncer comes in.
That's the
bouncer.
That's
now we've got a big swole dude, or just in general a big dude standing outside of these dugouts.
Cowboy Joe West is going to come back out of nowhere and
no. No, we got big Mark Henry looking dude.
Yes, Mark Henry on one end and Debo on the other end, just arms in the bouncer pose, hands down, like this, just standing there. And people on Facebook can see just standing there, and then when some activity pops off and managers or players want to come out of the dugout, they just grab them and put them back in.
Just say,
no,
sir,
you're done.
Sir, you're not
you're
allowed
out
to be
of
here. Sir,
you're not allowed
to be here.
What's your name? It's not on the list.
Yeah, does the robot have a little thing that says you are ejected from the game? Like the robot going to make the manager leave the dugout?
No, that's where the bouncer comes in. The bouncer just the bouncer just slides. If some manager is used to going out there and pressuring the umpire, but the robot is just he's cool. He doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, now, or you could go the other approach and just make all of them RoboCop.
That is something else entirely.
You're not going to step to RoboCop. Either way. I mean, whichever way you want to go.
Who was RoboCop?
Peter Weller.
Okay.
You mean like the actor?
Yeah.
Yeah, Peter Weller.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought it was Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Nope.
Okay.
You're thinking of Time Cop.
That's who I'm thinking of.
Which he was too, and I think that's a different thing. And we could maybe go back. That's a Back to the Future time travel element that maybe you could undo some calls. I don't want to get into all that, but whether you like the human approach of just having a bouncer, or you like the robot approach of having a death machine that could just eliminate any if that one umpire comes out and gets have you seen spray of bullets, then that would maybe say, you know what, maybe not a great idea. Let me back off on this.
So I was in Nashville off Trinity Lane, and people in
Nashville.
Yeah, go ahead, knock yourself out. But people in Nashville know that Trinity Lane is at the time was one of the parts of Nashville that they would put the cape on to kind of like hide from everybody else.
Right.
But I'm out there clubbing it up. Joey Porter's brother was a bouncer at the club.
Joe Porter.
And he was strapped like Rambo, Peter. I'm talking bullet shells across the chest, big old shotgun AK looking thing.
Like the bandolier?
Like walking around outside that's the type of establishment it was. Walking around outside the club, just pacing back and forth, making sure no shenanigans popped off. I saw somebody get tossed out of said club. Basically, situation pops off. And out of nowhere, 4 guys appear. One takes each arm. One has him by the seat of his pants. And so they are carrying this guy through the club, bumping in, knocking over all the tables, and just hurl him outside where Porter is just sitting there strapped up. Like, okay, like what type of evening are we gonna have here? Are you gonna leave? That's a good thing to do.
He was part of the the bouncing crew
bouncers, yes,
while armed to the teeth.
Yes, letting you know, like, if this is what you want, this is what you can get. And we left out of there, at like 2:30, 3 o'clock, and he is just walking through the crowd, pacing back and forth, looking like I said, Rambo. And so if we get those type of bouncers there,
well, certainly. I mean,
that changes everything. So
no question.
Madden or another upset manager comes out of the dugout and just out of nowhere, 4 guys grab him by his arms and parade him down. I don't want him going back into the dugout. No, I want you to parade him back to like where the relievers are, the bullpen, and just throw him in there like you're done for the day. Go, get out.
Okay, I like it. I'm with you. My buddy Will Askew, former co-host of this show, texts me and says that fun fact: Peter Weller holds a PhD in art history. RoboCop.
Oh,
if you ever want to know anything about art, history of art, where things come from, ask RoboCop.
Will do. Did not know that.
Kind of an underrated movie now. RoboCop. It's kind of been lost to time a little bit.
But we haven't remade it yet. When we remake it, it'll come back.
Yeah, but we got to keep the edge of it. There's a real underlying message, the dystopian kind of thing there's a real aesthetic to the movie that I think we kind of overlooked initially. It's another Paul Verhoeven movie like Starship Troopers, same kind of thing. Starship Troopers had an underlying message that we didn't necessarily pick up as a society at the time. But if you go back and watch it now, you watch it with a little bit of a different viewpoint. There's more to it. Same thing with RoboCop. There's a little more to it.
There is a RoboCop remake. It came out in 2014.
Oh, well then, I forgot all about that.
I did too. Huh.
Who was in that?
Who is in the film? Stars Joel Kinnaman.
Oh, what? Who's that?
I don't know.
That's not a real person. You just made that up.
No, Kinnaman.
Nope. Still not a real person.
He was in the film, in the Swedish film Easy Money.
Nope.
And Johan Falk crime series.
Nobody knows what that is. You're making stuff up. Again, that's literally things that no one has ever heard of.
Although this guy looks familiar.
Yeah, I don't. It didn't happen. As far as I'm concerned, it didn't happen. I'm saying go back and watch.
He looks like the I think he is the guy in the general guy in what is it called? The DC with the villains got the team, they team up together. Oh, now that is going to bother me. Got not Deathstroke. You got Harley Quinn. You got the Boomerang guy from the
Suicide Squad?
Suicide Squad. There we go. He looks like the guy in Suicide Squad. And he is. He is Rick Flag in Suicide Squad.
I don't know.
You talking about the Colonel in Suicide Squad?
I don't know if any of this stuff is happening right now. I don't know what's going on right now.
The guy who wasn't his love interest, the lady who turned into a witch who was doing all the crazy movements and stuff.
Yeah.
That guy. He's the general.
One of Will Smith's less good choices in movie.
Yeah, that's
decisions.
You're right. Less good choice, but not on him.
Well, yeah. I don't know. I've not understood the last minute and a half of the show, but that's just me.
Suicide Squad.
I got
Jared Leto, the Joker. Not as good as Heath Ledger, but
you know who could be.
Thank you. That's a very good point.
This new one looks like it might be.
Yeah, this new one.
Joaquin Phoenix is good, but it's going to be tough to top Heath Ledger.
I don't know. It's death elevates everyone in their perception.
I am very excited to see this new Joker movie, though.
It's weird because he finds crime funny, which I don't think that's I don't think that's funny at all.
I think he finds.
I think that's disturbing to me.
Yes,
the idea.
And
that
the Joker's a very disturbed individual.
That is why the Joker is so disturbing. He finds dismantling the institutions
to me
that make society funny.
Crime is not funny.
No. Oh, really? I didn't know that.
No. To me, we should not do that. But to him, it's funny, which is really a disturbing thing. It's something to think about, for sure.
I try not to think about the Joker.
But how do we explain the Penguin then? What was he doing?
Penguin was just trying to get money. Everybody else in Gotham is just trying to get paid. Depending on backstory you want to believe, one of the gangsters broke his ankles. And so he kind of waddles like a penguin. And so he waddles like a penguin because that happened, and he was born with a birth defect where he was only given 3 fingers. So that looks like
Well,
fence.
that's convenient. I don't think that's ridiculous. What about the Riddler? What's his backstory? Does he riddle things? He just likes to riddle stuff?
Riddler.
He loved to read. He liked Laffy Taffy as a kid, and he.
Yep. Pretty much. I don't know the Riddler's backstory. He just kind of appeared on the scene for me. It was like, oh, there's this guy here who commits crimes using riddles.
That's right.
I can rock with that. That's cool.
I mean, with the Joker and the Riddler are very similar, by the way. I don't know why we,
Well, again, the reasons why they're doing what they're doing is different. Again, Riddler is doing it to get paid. Everybody else in Gotham wants to be paid. That, as is the case with most villains, paid or destroy the world. Joker is just doing things because he finds it entertaining and funny.
The Joker is more about, he thinks that humans are going to turn on each other anytime he does anything. That's the whole premise behind the Dark Knight movie that he's in, and then he turns out he's wrong.
Old school Joker didn't think that way. Cesar Romero didn't. He just wanted money. Old school Batman. He just wanted money.
Old school.
Yeah, you're kind of we've changed this a little bit.
At a certain point,
we've changed this a little bit. We've
it jumps.
Tried to do it a little bit. Yeah. We've messed it up.
I don't know what Joaquin Phoenix's Joker is gonna do.
That's same guy. It's gonna be. You could tell pretty clearly by the preview what he's gonna be all about.
It starts about the money, and then it becomes like let's just take down society in general as a whole.
Awful childhood and the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take a break. We'll come back and wrap this up as we continue on the experience. I am Peter. He is CJ. That's Austin. Real Sports Dog Sports 56 96.1 80.77.
Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy get you through the midday with Sports 56 Middays. Delivered by FedEx. Weekdays from 10 till 1 on Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
The folks at Homer Skelton Hyundai want to say thank you. Thank you, Memphis, for another spectacular year. They set records, but I can understand why. You think about the product. Where else do you get a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty? That's what you get on every new car at Homer Skelton Hyundai. Oh, and thank you again for the 11th straight year, the #1 certified pre-owned car dealership in all of Memphis. It starts with that product, but then it goes to the shopper assurance. Where else do you go where you get transparent pricing, flexible test drive, take the car for a couple of days if you want, streamlined buying process? You're not going to be there all day, in and out. And then, and I have not seen this anywhere else, the 3-day worry-free exchange. You buy a new car, if you've got any buyer's remorse, you've got 3 days to change your mind. Just get on Lamar, take it into Mississippi, the first exit's Craft Road, turn left, and go see Chris True and all the gang at Homer Skelton Hyundai.
Join Peter Edmiston from the Peter Edmiston Experience Tuesday from 11 to noon at Landers Ford South, 95 East Goodman Road in South Haven. This will be another chance to win World Golf Championship tickets at Southwind July 24th through the 28th. That's this Tuesday, the 23rd, from 11 a.m. to noon at Landers Ford South to practice your putting skills and have a chance to win WGC tickets at Southwind July 24th through the 28th. From Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7.
Official review. The ruling on the field stands. First down.
We deliver jerseys, funny foam fingers, and everything you need to get ready for the game.
But what you really get when FedEx knocks on your door is so much more.
FedEx Delivery.
Game day spirit. What we deliver by delivering.
Tee it up at Edwin Watts Golf with their sizzling summer savings specials. Look for hot deals on items like TaylorMade TP5 Picks golf balls, now 2 dozen for only $80. Cleveland CBX wedges for only $99.99. That's a $30 savings. And save up to $200 on Rogue irons. Just a few of the hot specials you'll find now at Edwin Watts Sizzling Summer Savings. Edwin Watts, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee, serving golfers since 1968.
Once upon a time, there was a sleepy bear in search of a place to nap. Like the inside of a car. A coupe? Too small. An SUV? Too big. A station wagon? Just right. But as his eyelids began to get heavy... Covered it. September 30th, 2013. Talk to farmers. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
Call Chad Gatlin at 901-235-1176 or get a fast quote at memphisfarmers.com.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
The best golfers in the world are coming to Memphis for the inaugural WGC FedEx St. Jude Invitational. Sports 56 and 87.7 FM will be broadcasting live at TBC Southwind throughout the day, Wednesday through Friday of tournament week, keeping you up to date with the latest tournament news and talking with players and officials. Our coverage from TBC Southwind on Sports 56 and 87.7 FM is presented by Landers Ford. Is also brought to you by Curry and Jerk, Miller Lite, MemphisFarmers.com, Schrader Orthopedic and Stem Cell Treatment Center, and the Half Shell.
Welcome back to the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hurt. This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
Come on now, Peter.
No, I mean, this is... I'm not sure that we're in soft rock at this point.
It's Hall & Oates.
It is, but it's got there's a little funk vibe to it. That's
there is.
There's a little. I mean, I like it. Don't get me wrong, but it can't. It kind of. This we're.
CJ likes it, so we're all.
Yeah, it's soft rock, but it's.
But it's one of those soft.
This is one of those floating genres. You always it's a floating genre.
It's almost soft funk.
It is
almost. It's a little. Ooh. Yeah, Hall & Oates got some.
Loins are stirring.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah, there's something happening there.
Bring it out of you. Didn't know Hall & Oates had that in them.
Yeah, Hall & Oates are good. Hall & Oates is good. The collective is good. The individuals are good. I don't know how do we.
Hall & Oates is good because it's the singular. It would be Hall & Oates. This is if it was plural.
Hall & Oates is there's not.
Yeah, if it was plural, we'd have to throw an ES on it, wouldn't we?
It would just be an apostrophe at the behind the S.
Why would we? Why would we need to pluralize Hall & Oates anyway? It's just Hall & Oates. Are there multiple Hall & Oates bands?
Exactly. So because it's the singular version of the band, it's Hall & Oates is
but
good.
It's a collective noun, though, right? This is a British thing too. The team gets an R. But we say is. We collectivize the noun and make it a singular, whereas they collectivize the noun and make it a plural. Like they would say the Laker, they would say Memphis are becoming a force in the Western Conference.
Would they now?
Uh-huh. We would say Memphis is becoming a force, but they're, because Memphis in this case is referring to a collective group of people, they would use that as a plural. Yeah, we would say the Grizzlies are because the Grizzlies has the plural now, but that's a cultural difference. So they'd say New York are a strong team.
Okay.
It kind of sounds
odd.
It doesn't hit right to our ears, but that's the way they do it. Anyway, text at 67129. Thank you for keeping those coming in. A reminder: I will be out at Landers Ford South here in about an hour, 11 to 12. You can come join me and try to win tickets. I would love for you to do that. That would be great for you. All you got to do is make a putt. In fact, you really don't have to make the putt. You just come down and see me at 95 East Goodman Road in South Haven at Landers Ford South. Just come by. I'll set up the old putt and green. You make the putt, you get an extra entry, but just by coming and saying hello to me, you get yourself an entry into our competition for you to win a pair of tickets to the World Golf Championships FESJI And that's a great thing. Those tickets are hard to come by, and you know what? We got a few of them here. I'm told that the expectation is that they will double attendance this year from last year.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good.
I saw that. That's
pretty good.
That shows you the magnitude of this event and what happens when you have now 45 of the world's best golfers there.
Sorry, Shane Lowry. If you didn't hear, Shane Lowry is out based on pure drunkenness, which, again, I cannot blame him for that.
He's no Ovechkin.
Alex wouldn't be able to play a hocky game the following week after partying with the Stanley Cup.
I guarantee you, I guarantee he'd be out for a while. He didn't have to play.
Mm-hmm.
But Shane Lowry, and again, I wouldn't blame him a bit. It's kind of sad to see. I would like to talk to the guy, but hey,
I'd love to ask him about his stroke game as well.
You can cross him off the list of guys that you could ask about their stroke game. We mentioned also there's a couple things worth checking out, but we mentioned the LSU big locker room thing, and everyone's going crazy. Oh, locker room, the kid. The mass communication professor at LSU, a guy named Robert Mann, who has got a nice little Twitter following, tweets out with the locker rooms and says, "Meanwhile, across campus, I vacuumed my faculty office with a dust devil I bought at Walmart." Said the custodial crew is so strapped that they can't even actually clean the offices. They can't pay the custodians at LSU because they do not have the funding requiring, so that each of the professors now are cleaning, their own offices with the own equipment that they have to buy and bring up to campus because no one else is actually going to do it because they can't afford, as a state, they've had a major budget crisis. They cannot afford to actually do it. And so, but these players have got got these cool lockers.
Imagine what else what the students aren't getting because of this financial crisis. Meanwhile, millions are being poured into a locker room renovation for student athletes who really aren't students.
Again, this is just, to me, there's no better example of so many of the problems of our current sporting society, and really a lot of society at large, as this right here. We have in sports and in larger society, we have plenty of money, but we don't have plenty of money for everybody. A few people have a whole lot of money, and a whole lot of people don't have very much money at all. And we have a real problem transferring some of that over. So you just kind of perpetuate this continual disparity. It gets bigger and bigger. That's how you end up with crazy giant locker rooms with all this incredible amenity. And you have students who, are getting, I remember my first semester at Tennessee in my econ class, one of my intro econ classes, we sat on the floor. We didn't have enough desks. And we had chalkboards that we didn't have erasers that could properly erase. They're so old that they didn't really erase the chalk very well. So you just kind of had this dusty thing over it. And I'd come from Briarcrest where they had dry erase boards and it was a much nicer classroom in high school than it was in college. And this was 20 some years ago. Things have.
What was the stadium like then?
That was beautiful. Winning national championships. So, there you go. That's where we are, man. And people pay handsomely for that privilege, by the way, to get that sort of a thing. Now, things have changed a lot. I'm not saying everything's like that, but those are priorities. That's kind of how it works. We got to get out of here. A big thanks to our friends at Acura of Memphis for bringing you this hour of the program. Find out more online, AcuraofMemphis.com. And you can also go ahead and set up your appointment if you need service, or if you just want to get that regular maintenance, which is so important for your automobile. You can do that at Acura of Memphis as well, AcuraMemphis.com. Go by and see them because they make it really easy for you, make it very convenient for your schedule. When you need that service, they want to put it right there so that you don't have to worry about any of that stuff. It is AcuraofMemphis.com. Go see them at 385 in Ridgeway for Acura of Memphis. Coming up next, Middays. Eli is back, I believe, and I'll be happy to see him. Greg and Eli with you here as we continue. Everybody, have a great day.
Memphis's hometown event is being elevated to one of the biggest events on golf's calendar. The World Golf Championships FedEx St. Jude Invitational.